Doing today? You having a good day? You awake? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Freaking look like a little twister over there near Graw's house. We got some twisters going on. We got all kinds of stuff going on today. We got some interesting news. Remember that lady that was convicted, or that is they've sentenced her through grand jury because of the fact that she stole $5 million from FEMA. Yeah, you know what she said? She spoke today. We're gonna show it to you. She has a great reason, a great reason why that she believes that she was indicted. It's not because she did it. It's not because of anything else whatsoever. It is all because, well, you have to wait for it. I'll let you know in a little bit why. I'll let you know in a little bit. Just a little bit. Where am I looking for? Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find something here. Something weird's going on. Maybe it's not going through. Maybe, oh, I don't think I can go live right now. Maybe that's why. Who knows? Guess I'm not live on YouTube. I was trying to find it. But I guess I'm not live. We'll have to look in a minute again. We'll have to see what's going on with it. But yeah, anyways, let's get going. Well, let's look real quick. Let's see. YouTube. Cam Higby's live. Search account. Let's go here. Maybe I'm in trouble right now. Maybe I've got some. Oh, no. No. It's messing up. See what's going on right now. Let's see what the problem is. Active community guideline strikes. It's just a warning. Dashboard content. What's going on? Oh no, it's there. Okay, it's working. Okay, never mind. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. How are y'all doing? All right, let's get started. Donnie's staring at me. So, a North Carolina mother demands justice after learning that an illegal alien who allegedly molested her 13-year-old daughter was released. You can't make this stuff up. Let's check out what's going on here.
She didn't know until this week that the suspect was not a U.S. citizen. Now that she does, she believes justice is deportation.
Now you believe it. Deportation.
That my child is a victim and they have this person and let him go.
Ramisha Rose says her daughter was 13 years old when she met this man, 29-year-old Jordan Castillo Chavez. Rose found out when she looked at her daughter's phone.
And then there was this message from this guy. I'm like, who is this? And she's like, oh, that's my friend. I just met him online. And I looked at the messages. There were photos. There were messages that indicated like he was coming to pick her up. And I immediately just like dropped, like I fainted, like this is not happening right now.
In March, Pineville police charged Castillo Chavez with indecent liberties and other sex-related charges. He has since bonded out. This week,
Wow.
Customs and Border Protection named Castillo Chavez of Costa Rica as one of the worst criminal illegal aliens, blaming his release on a failed ICE detainer. I asked the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office to respond. They said ICE made a request for advance notification of his release, but said the agency did not issue an ICE detainer. The sheriff's office said they did not notify ICE when Castillo Chavez bonded out because they weren't legally required.
This is serious.
What the hell?
Rose says her own father had committed a crime in the U.S. and was deported back to his country years ago, so she understands the impact and believes it's what Castillo Chavez deserves too.
We need justice. He needs to go. And they need to enforce it.
Yes, they do. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah. Sad. Sad what this world is coming to just so Democrats can get votes. So people, what are you crying about? Okay, you ate your dinner. It's your after dinner treat. Okay. Okay, here you go. After dinner treat. Come here, Panda. Get yours. There you go. Everybody's got their after dinner treat. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? Little brats. They're spoiled. All right. Hold on. Where's next? Senator Lindsey Graham says, I'm going to sue Biden's DOJ and Jack Smith. Let's see why. Oh, it's only 9 seconds.
But I'm willing to work with my colleagues about the $500,000. I'm going to sue. I want to let you know. I'm going to sue Biden's DOJ and Jack Smith. I'm going to sue Verizon. It's going to be a hell of a lot more than $500,000.
Really?
But I'm willing to work with my colleagues.
Not the 500. Oh, wait. It does go on. No, it doesn't. I'm going to sue. I want to let you know it's going to be a hell of a lot more than $500,000. What's he suing for? Federal docs reveal Biden's prosecutor met with the FBI chief on January 6th. The deep state drama unfolds. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. All right, Mario Nawful. Secretary of Assent addresses Elon's work will be optional prediction. What does this mean? What does this mean? Let's see. This is going to be interesting.
Acceleration. And Mr. Secretary, finally, Elon Musk yesterday was talking about how AI is going to change the entire landscape, economic landscape and employment landscape of America over the next decade. It's going to be like trying to explain the internet to people in the 50s, to explain to people now how their lives are going to change. This is what he said. Watch.
My prediction is that work will be optional.
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 What the heck?
So, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI
Why
and
would work
robotics,
be
which
optional?
seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future.
Mr. Secretary, that sounds wild, and he's really, really smart. But what happens if generations of Americans don't have work? And is that a good thing?
Yeah, Laura, look, I think there's always going to be work. Historically, when you get productivity increases, more jobs always follow. And if you think about the jobs of today, and they won't be the jobs of tomorrow. And that's what I constantly say. President Trump is always thinking about the jobs of tomorrow. You know, we're not making buggy whips. We don't have elevator operators anymore. But you know, who would have thought that you'd be working in an Apple store? You know, who would have thought?
But he's saying work is basically not going to be necessary at all. I mean, it's going to be optional and money's not going to matter. Do you agree with him?
Well, Laura,
That sounds like
I was
a
on Wall
communist.
Street for 35 years, and I can tell you the key to any prediction.
That sounds like a
is
communist.
You can make the prediction, but never give the time frame. So, you know, I don't know whether this is a Star Trek kind of time frame. I don't know whether this is 10 or 15 years away. And you know, the problem with the future is it's very tough to predict.
Well, I look forward to seeing what happens in the next 6 months, especially with this economy. I think it's going to be.
Doesn't that sound like communism? Sounds like communism to me. I don't know. Anyways. Here it is, right here. Representative Sheila Cherfilius McCormick says the only reason she had been indicted is because she's black. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation of Congress. I look forward to my day.
It's a typical Democrat answer. Oh, it's not my fault. You're just blaming people like, so and so. Because people are black people. You're coming at the black and colored people and all this stuff. No, because you did it. A grand jury wouldn't indict you unless there's enough proof to say, yeah, you did it. And the only way after a grand jury does that don't is, well, not the only way, but most likely is on a technicality. oh, well, you searched this without putting in a password or something, or oh, you weren't on official duty when you saw this, or you walked into her house and you saw that you weren't really a cop when you walked into her house. That's the way she's gonna get off, and they'll probably find something like that. It's a shame. Breaking news: John Kennedy, senator from Louisiana, just went off on the Senate floor. Okay, let's watch it.
Why have we
Dude,
sat
what's wrong,
around
Donnie?
for 5 months and not started on the second reconciliation bill? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, in my opinion, and really, I'm just making an observation. To me, it's a 12-piece bucket of stupid not to do another reconciliation
A
bill.
12-piece
and waste
buckle of
5
stupid.
months before we even start on a second reconciliation bill, assuming that we get started tomorrow. I mean, humans are supposed to have evolved as a species. Why would we not do a second reconciliation bill? Think of what we could do. I mean, moms and dads all across America tonight are going to lie down to sleep and they won't be able to. What are they worried about? Well, they're worried about the cost of housing, for one thing. They're worried about the cost of home insurance. They're worried about the cost of flood insurance. They're worried about the cost of health insurance. We all know that. They're worried about the cost of living.
Worried about a lot of stuff. But they're politicians. They don't care. They don't care. Why should I work if it's not to make me any money? Why should I work if it's not going to make them any money, right, Donnie? I don't know what's going on with you lately. Go eat your food. Come on, Donnie. I don't know what's going on. So get this. Officials are now reporting that at least 2 people are now receiving medical treatment after a fire broke out in the underground trolley system connecting the U.S. Capitol buildings and the Rayburn House office building in Washington, D.C. that had prompted evacuations. That's the story. Let's see. Is there an actual story? Insane. Probably for fire, smoke inhalation is probably what they're being treated for. I would guess. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a fireman, but Hope likes firemen. Hope likes them firemen. All right. First on Fox, Department of Justice has now sued Governor Gavin Newsom over a California measure that gives illegal aliens access to in-state tuition benefits. The lawsuit alleged that California's education code caused out-of-state U.S. citizens to pay higher tuition rates at California schools than people living in the country illegally. Yeah, that's some BS. That is definitely some bullshit. Obamacare has just been exposed for massive fraud by CMS Administrator Mehmet Oz. It's time to gut the whole system. Dr. Oz is going off. Let's see what Dr. Oz is saying.
My agency, CMS, has been claiming sweeping fraud exists in poorly designed Obamacare plans. These are the exact same plans that the Democrats just shut down the government in order to prevent sensible reforms. You don't believe me? Well, breaking news. The Department of Justice charged and a federal jury just convicted 2 executives in a scheme to fraudulently enroll Americans into Obamacare insurance plans in order to obtain millions of dollars in commission payments. Because many of these plans are now fully bankrolled by federal taxpayers like you and me. It's easy to submit false applications for individuals who aren't even aware they have this insurance, right? And they're not even eligible for the rich subsidies. These scoundrels signed up vulnerable people suffering financial, mental health, drug problems to line their own pockets. They ripped all of us off. $180
What's up,
million.
Goofy?
That's what they took before being stopped by our wonderful law enforcement officers and Department of Justice attorneys who finally brought these individuals to
I don't think they
justice.
will, Goofy.
Now, these rackets are real, and we need to fix the Obamacare subsidies that allow it to happen so frequently.
Dr. Oz is mad. This is Muse. He's a good person to watch on X. Says Biden never called on his supporters to put Trump in the crosshairs. He specifically told his constituents only put Trump in the bullseye. Let's see.
You called your opponent an existential threat on a call a week ago. You said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that.
I didn't say crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what he's doing.
You called your opponent.
Focus. Why does he always? I wasn't telling him that. I said bullseye. Why does he talk? I mean,
An existential threat.
Am I the only one that's surprised he's still going? I mean, now that they're not pumping him full of drugs to keep him awake, or are they keeping him awake just so that way he can go around and campaign and be on shows saying President Trump is an asshole, President Trump sucks? I don't know. In a huge development, President Trump is pushing to open Florida and California federal waters for offshore oil drilling. Neither waters have been open to new oil drilling for decades. Trump is going all in on energy prices. You know, remember as a kid, every time we drive to Santa Barbara, especially at night, you get, you could look out over the water and, from the beach, and you could see all these rigs out there, the oil rigs, right? I still remember one of the greatest memories was when I was in band and we were going there, well, anyways, I won't tell you why, but yeah, we were all looking. Oh, look at the sunset, and all you see is the rigs just in the sunset. Maybe we're gonna see more. Maybe that way, instead of me paying $5 or was it $4.52 today for diesel or yesterday, maybe it'll get a little cheaper. And your gas will get cheaper. But then we're in California. Well, at least I am, so of course it's not. Once again, emergency crews are responding to an active fire in the Capitol subway system. I haven't heard anything else on it yet. Has anybody else heard anything else on it yet? What about you, Goofy? What about you? It says anti-Semitic mob storms New York City synagogue. Protesters chant globalize Intifada, what is that? And take another settler out. Around 200 anti-Israel agitators swarmed the historic Park East Synagogue on the Upper East Side, hurling venom at Jews attending a Nefesh B'Nefesh event promoting Aliyah. Aliyah? Is that how you say it? Wow. Yeah, did you hear they did not invite President Trump or JD Vance to Dick Cheney's funeral? Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Isn't this a normal day in New York City, though? Isn't this just your everyday day in New York City? Nobody's being nice to each other.
Fuck out of here! Let go! Let go! Get back!
Craziness. We're a melting pot here in the United States. But look what happens when you have a melting pot in New York City. Why didn't Cheney lay in state at the Capitol? That was my question. Goofy, I saw another question today, too. The other thing I saw is that he did not have and I know I've heard this before, but he didn't have a flag on his casket. That's another question people are asking. That's another question I heard people are definitely asking. All right, leading report, breaking news, approximately $1 trillion wiped out from the U.S. stock market cap today. I don't know what that means. Control C. Let's go. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. And sell some treats, or however it goes. Paste. What does? Let's see what it means. Let's see if Grok can help us. Stock market gained a significant sell-off, erasing approximately $1 trillion in total market capitalization. This was driven by a combination of factors. Mixed economic data, so a stronger than expected September jobs report released today showed robust employment growth, reducing investor expectations for an aggressive Federal Reserve rate cutting cycle in December. Traders now see only about a 38% chance of a cut, down from higher odds earlier in the week. The overvalued technology stocks, which have dominated market gains since 2025. Since 2025, we're in 2025, face renewed pressure. The NASDAQ composite dropped over 2.3%, led by declines in chip makers like AMD, Micron, and Oracle. Even NVIDIA, despite better than expected earnings, couldn't sustain an early rally. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 380 points. S&P 500 slid 1.5%, and global. I don't know what any of this stuff means. What does it mean? Here we go. A $1 trillion loss sounds catastrophic, but it's worth breaking down the implications across different lenses. Stock market cap, total value of all shares, is a paper metric. It's the price investors are willing to pay today, not real money vanishing from bank accounts. However, it signals deeper ripples. For investors and everyday people, short-term pain. If you hold stocks directly or via 401k, pensions, or index funds, your portfolio likely took a 1 to 2% hit today. Tech-heavy investors felt it the most. Day traders and leveraged positions could face margin calls or forced selling, amplifying losses. Wealth effect. Lower stock values reduce household wealth, potentially curbing consumer spending. It's not the end of the world. Today's drop is about 2% from recent highs, not a 2008 style crash, which erased 50% plus. Interesting. So it's cooling inflation, fight strong jobs, recession signals not yet. So I guess it's not as bad as it sounds. $1 trillion, when you hear that, it's like, holy shit. That's a lot of money. Zohran Mamdani wants to tax New York City into oblivion. Look at this. Who would have thought it? Miami just won the New York City mayor's race, and his big idea is more taxes. He wants to raise money by hitting big businesses and millionaires with new taxes. Sounds great if you hate rich people, until you realize this plan has been tried before and failed hard. His first genius move was to jack up corporate tax to 11.5%. That's what New Jersey did. Then they lost 100,000 jobs, 80,000 residents, and got a big fat nothing in return. Yeah, and didn't that also happen with the Amazon in Brooklyn? They had a big, huge Amazon that was going to provide 40,000 jobs, and yeah, they decided not to go there. Goofy says, I find it interesting that illegal aliens are calling out colonizers. Aren't they trying to colonize the U.S.? Yeah, I guess that's right. So it says businesses packed up for places where taxes don't crush them. Right now, New York's top rate is 7.25%. Mamdani wants to nearly double that. It would make New York City the worst place in the country to run a business. Even Long Island execs are already warning this would send jobs running. His next plan, his millionaire tax. Mamdani thinks charging rich New Yorkers an extra 2% will bring in $5 billion. Too bad the math has never worked out. Here's the pattern. When you tax the successful until they leave, promise free stuff that no one can actually afford, and pretend history didn't already warn you. Yeah, he's a dumbass. Because when you raise taxes on rich people, then they raise prices or on their goods that they're making their money on, and so the consumer is what pays for it. Yeah, this was outside the Capitol earlier. Scott Jennings predicts AOC will be the Democrat frontrunner in 2028. That's good for us, I think. But let's see what he's saying.
You're going to see more of AOC. What do you think? Do you think that the 2028, 2026 and 2028, do you think that the Mamdani party, the strand of radical Democrat socialists is going to completely reanimate the corpse of the Democrat Party, and that's just going to be the future, and it's going to be MAGA versus Marxism? Do you agree with that contention?
100%.
Do I have captions on?
The most popular Democrat in the country right now is Mamdani. I saw some survey data on this the other day. He's the most popular Democrat in the country. He's out quoting socialist candidates for president from 100 years ago. He's the most popular Democrat in the country. She is the front runner for the Democratic nomination. I have no doubt of it. I mean, yes, the beating heart of their party is this ideology. It is this radicalism. And so you see all these other Democrats who aren't really authentically that way. That's why they made that video. They're trying to keep up. They're trying to catch up with her. They're trying to ride that jet stream, and they look sort of ridiculous in the process. Mamdani can't run because he's not a natural born citizen, but she can. And I have no doubt
that's very true.
Front runner. I'd be shocked if she doesn't run for president, and I'd say she's going to be difficult to beat in their primary. They stopped. You know, it's interesting. They went through this in 16 and 20, and they held it off. I don't think they're going to hold it off again.
Wow. So they're not going to be able to Bernie. They're not going to be able to say, "Hey, Bernie, okay, here's a book deal in a private island. Here's your third house. Just stop talking about." I
think Bernie, he's their intellectual god. I mean, look what Biden did. He got elected sort of promising to be a moderate deal maker. Like, oh, I'm an insider. I'll bring people together. It'll be moderate, whatever. And then he outsourced the entire agenda for 4 years to Sanders. The intellectual godfather of their movement is Sanders. The operator is AOC. And those are the two people that are providing the energy in their party right now. That's who people on the left are responding to. They're not responding to so-called moderates.
Could you imagine what our country would look like if AOC won the presidency? Could you fathom that?
Wow. Normal people or whatever. I mean, the person they call moderate in Virginia that just got elected governor still wants to put boys in girls' locker rooms.
Yes.
That's not moderate. Okay. It's not moderate.
How fast do you think our country's going to go down? How fast do you think somebody's going to start a war with us because she's president? What are your guys' thoughts? So I found this. It's, I guess, in Portland City Council meeting, they're mentioning Tommy. Tommy Boy. Let's see what they're talking about with them. That's anti-Antifa person.
Go right ahead while we wait for others. Sure, I'm gonna make sure everyone's paying attention here first. I'm an organizing member of PDXTD. I'm the wife of a military veteran, a deacon in my church, and I'm a frequent flyer down at ICE. I have 20 years of volunteer work for various charities under my belt. My family moved here in May of 2020. As distracting as Tommy Allen and his violent friends have been, I'm glad that they made an appearance tonight. They're here today to confront this city council with the type of chaos that the residents of Gray's Landing and peaceful protesters have been experiencing down there. The harm being done to our immigrant community members is immeasurable, especially their children. This measure does nothing but roll over and give in. It puts a price on the lives of immigrants, a price on lifelong trauma for their children. The children of God are not for sale. A fine does not make that harm acceptable. Trump's administration has repeatedly shown how little they care for law and order. We pulled the data at PDXCD. Not one immigrant has been released out of that McAdam facility in 3 years.
Because they're not supposed to be released.
As your own presentation tonight admitted, you do have the power to make any ordinance you want and to use the existing nuisance standards to hold ICE accountable. Instead of a performative PR stunt, why can't this council push for no unidentified goon ordinance with a default to no bail option? Why can't this council do something about the 70 plus traffic violations these Gestapo commit daily? Why can't this council seem to come up with anything other than lip service and platitudes?
Where did she get that number out of the blue? 70 plus?
In action. Comrades, Lend me your voices. No lip service, no platitudes. Action, action. We want action.
What's up, AC? Have you guys ever seen a Hitler speech? What does he do during his speech?
Your voices.
Watch
No
this.
lip service,
This.
no platitudes. Action, action. We want action.
Do I need to pull up a Hitler clip? I've only seen a few, but doesn't he fucking do a lot of this? You know, a lot of action, meaning action, right? As she's wearing a no-Nazi shirt thing. What's going on, AC?
This is an official warning that your conduct is now disrupting the meeting. If there is continued
She
or
shames your
further
purple hair,
disruption,
Goofy.
we will start ejecting people. Thank you for your testimony. Please go right ahead.
Go ahead. She's over her 3 minutes.
Hi.
Oh, this is a new person. Okay. Oh, man. Wow. All right. A Latina chases after someone being detained by CBT, yelling and screaming at them in tears. Ask God for forgiveness. Let's see this. She's in tears.
Y'all are fucked up! Y'all are fucked up!
Little emotional. Is that her family member, maybe?
Pídale perdón a Dios! Pídale perdón a Dios! Pídale perdón a Dios!
Why don't you go speak Spanish in whatever country that you want to speak Spanish in, but not ours?
Son humanos! Son humanos! Que merecen
Hubs,
sus
Goofy.
derechos! Humanos! Fuck y'all! Y'all are pieces of shit! You're pieces of shit! There's a special place for y'all in hell!
How do they know she's a Latina?
Son humanos! Tienen familia! Tienen hijos!
Why are you know, this is...
Les parece muy...
So, I'm guessing this is another person that was brought over by their parents. Because you notice she's speaking half Spanish, half English. And I dated a girl. She was a legal citizen. Her parents were legal, but her you know, I didn't understand. Her parents didn't speak English either. But so I asked her one day. I'm like, how come sometimes you talk half Spanish, half English? She's like, well, you know, I only spoke Spanish at home because my parents can't speak English, and then I go to school and speak English, and it was always so confusing for me that I could never figure out how to say everything properly in Spanish and or English. So I think that's what I'm kind of thinking is maybe could be going on with this one person here. I don't know.
Bonito lo que están haciendo! Que Dios tenga misericordia! Y'all are pieces of shit for what y'all are doing! They're in an American hotel by the Domino's in Lenore. These are people with family, with kids.
Yeah, they're going back to their family. It sounds like it, AC.
It's a GMC EWP 985. WKG 6555. Eres hispano. ¿Qué padres hispanos? Te debe dar vergüenza. Stop.
You know, we're in America. They probably
Fuck
don't
them,
understand
bro.
what you're saying.
Fuck them. Y'all are pieces of shit. Pieces of shit, bro. Pieces of shit. Pieces of shit.
I don't think she's related to him because she would have been like, that's
They're
my dad.
turning right down on the Domino's on Wilkesboro Boulevard.
she would have been like, "I love you, Dad," or "I love you, brother," or something like that. I don't think they see that they're family. I don't know. She's upset, dude. Missed out on $1,000 self deportation bonus. But I mean, look, he was driving a truck with the trailer, right? So think about this. He's an illegal alien driving a truck with the trailer. What if he gets in an accident? What he probably, if you're an illegal alien, do you have insurance? More than likely not, right? All right, I'm gonna ask you guys about. So this is a stand on the street, and what's happening here? I think this was in Colorado, and this is the health inspector. And so the health inspector caught this illegal vendor selling illegal goods. And what she did was pour bleach in the food. Okay, she poured bleach in the food so it couldn't be used anymore and sold. Just with me only telling you that information, what do you guys think about this? Do you think she was wrong? Do you think this inspector was wrong to do this? Now, when I first see this, I'm like, well, like, I wonder how they're washing their hands. So here in my county in Madera, when I was an Elks member, they were putting up the cord across from our lodge, and we're like, hey, let's get a hot dog stand, get a hot dog cart. So we contacted Health and Human Services. What's up, Stormy? So we contacted Health and Human Health, the health department and all that, and the building code enforcement. We're like, hey, we want to get a hot dog stand. We want to put it outside. They're like, okay, you got to have hot and cold running water. You got to have tents in order to serve the food through. You got to have a netting all around your tents. And we're like, that's, you see hot dog carts all over the place. Like, yeah, but this is how we want it for safety reasons. So real quick, just looking at this one picture, do you think this health code inspector is wrong for serving or for putting bleach in a guy's fruits and juices here, so that way they can't sell it anymore? Knowing what I know and hearing from police officers that have gone into situations like this, and they tell me, Eddie, you don't even know. I've been to these guys' houses for domestic violence, and there's just fruit everywhere, laying on the ground, everywhere. Bugs on everything, just disgusting food. So Goofy says, we used to feed homeless on the streets before the town banned it. I'd say at least let me keep the food I made. Well, I can see your point there, Goofy, but here's the reason why they're doing it. So this vendor has been fined multiple times, and he just keeps coming out. Okay? Food that is supposed to be kept hot. This is food that, for tacos. This, it sits on the little spinning thing. It's 54 degrees Fahrenheit. This is pork. I think it's pork. 54 degrees. That is not a temperature that you can sell food at. It is harmful. You can get sick eating food at that temperature. The cooked food that they took out and put in, that's sitting in this container, is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It has to be kept at over 100 and something degrees. That's why they poured bleach in it, because this food is probably filled with stuff that can possibly kill people, right? So here's what the health department says. The health department isn't backing down after the viral bleach-drenched taco stand video set to social media. So, Goofy, you said, well, they can give it to the homeless. Well, not if it's not been at the right temperatures. You're going to give homeless a bathroom break, basically, right? So officials say the vendor kept dodging them, relocating, locking food in trucks, and skipping out on fines for repeated violations. It says they claim bleach was the only way to stop the food from being packed and resold, citing a lack of on-site dumpsters and ongoing interference. The vendor says he never saw badges or warnings. The city said he's been ducking them for months. And also the other part of it is, this was in Denver. They had nowhere to wash. I saw another clip of this somewhere where, here's the TikTok video. Oh, let's watch it. show the rest of it. That must be another health inspector too. It didn't show it. Let's see. Forget your opinion twist. This is what Grok had to say about inspectors pouring bleach. Pouring bleach on condemned food aligns with standards public health protocols to prevent unsafe consumption, as seen in similar cases in Kansas City, St. Louis. There's another. You know, I have another one of this. I'll show you the other one. It's somewhere further down the road. We'll find it. But it's all about being safe for the people eating the food. What is there on here? Hold on a second. I gotta unplug Donnie's water. His water bowl is leaking everywhere from the fountain. That means it's clogged. I gotta change the thing out. Okay. Look at this. We looked at this. Oh, we saw that already. Here we go. So we'll go a little farther down. We'll find some more. We'll find some more on it. Boing, boing, boing. You're number 3. I'm number 1. I'm number 1. Yep, I'm still number 1. All right, so Chuck Schumer is playing victim, folks. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials. This is an outright threat, and it's a deadly serious. When Donald Trump uses the language of execution and treason, some of his supporters may very well listen. If you look at it, folks, what he said is because these people, these Democrats made a video telling armed forces members to not follow the president's rules or their commands. That is treason. And what happens when you are convicted of treason? What is the penalty? Well, it's being unalive. But let's see what big old whiny Chuck Schumer's saying.
Mr. President,
Democrat leaders recognized.
Earlier today, Donald Trump shared a post on Truth Social calling for Democratic members of Congress to be hanged. He also posted a message that said, seditious behavior, punishable by death. Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials. This is an...
Wait, how did you know he was talking about elected officials? How did you know he was talking about them? He didn't say any names in there. So you knew he was talking about them because of the treasonous things that they're doing.
Outright threat, and it's deadly serious. We have already seen what happens when Donald Trump tells his followers that his political opponents are enemies of the state. Every time Donald Trump posts things like this.
Hey, real quick, Goofy for Jesus says, I'm pissed about what those Congress folk put out to our military. As former military, they wouldn't have, where'd it go? They wouldn't have appreciated it, right? It's treasonous. And by the reason I said I'm number 1, I don't know, Stormy, do you see the little crowns when you type down below on YouTube? There's every time you type, you earn a crown or something like that.
He makes political violence more likely. None of us should tolerate this kind of behavior. We all remember what January 6th was like.
Of course, you're going to bring up January 6th.
We've lived through the assassination and attempted assassinations this year. We have members whose families have had to flee their homes.
Oh, I was there January 6th. I was in the middle of it. You were in a freaking office, fucking surrounded by security, and probably went home, dumbass. I was there getting maced and tear gassed, and I was just recording what was going on.
When Donald Trump uses the language of execution and treason, some of his supporters may very well listen.
Oh, wait, you mean like your supporters every time you call Donald Trump a Nazi and a fascist?
He is lighting a match in a country soaked with political gasoline.
I guess Stormy left.
Every senator, every representative, every American, regardless of party, should condemn this immediately and without qualification. Because if we don't draw a line here, there is no line left to draw.
Funny how when the shoe was on the other foot, you guys do it all the freaking time. All the freaking time. I've had stuff thrown in my house because you guys said I was a Nazi. You guys said I was a terrorist. Angry AC says, didn't a member of Congress say that Trump should be in the crosshairs? Oh, you mean Joe Biden?
Would have thought the President of the United States saying his opponent should be hanged. It's outrageous. No president has ever stooped as low as Donald Trump. None. He has made political violence a feature of his politics.
I think if we knew everything that happened behind the scenes with Obama, I'm pretty sure he did a whole lot worse.
And if we don't draw a line here, there's no line left to draw. And yet today, he crossed yet another line that no democracy can afford to tolerate. He must be condemned forcefully, loudly, and without excuses.
Wait a minute, once again, forcefully. Forcefully. See, you guys can use those kind of words, but if President Trump uses that, oh no, he's threatening people. He's threatening people.
Before someone takes his words as permission to do the unthinkable. Anything less enables the flames of hatred to grow and spread.
You guys are the biggest haters around. Fucking And so get this, anti-ICE protesters are demanding for ICE agents to stay out of Home Depot. Why are they protesting inside Home Depot is the question. Home Depot's not the one bringing ICE in. Home Depot has nothing to do with the ICE agents being there.
ICE at Home Depot! At Home Depot! At Home Depot! At Home Depot!
I think they're being kicked out. Which Home Depot has the right to do. What a bunch of dumbasses. What's up, Gavin Newsom? What's up, buddy? What's up? Colin Rook, a hyperventilating Democrat Senator Chris Murphy drops the F-bomb while raging about President Trump's recent truth social reports. Oh, let's see this.
The President of the United States just called for Democratic members of Congress to be executed.
Hey, real quick. He said seditious behavior is punishable by death. Did he say Democrats are committing seditious behavior? Once again, how do you know he's talking about Democrats? Oh, maybe because Democrats actually are doing seditious things that are cause for treason, right?
This is not normal. We cannot allow this to feel normal. This, as far as I know, has never happened before.
Okay, and you know the reason why I had that so quick. So I got a story long time ago. I was supposed to go to a party, and I didn't. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was not invited to the party. I was supposed to go, but I was not invited. And somebody else that I knew wrote on Facebook that, hey, I'm so sad. I don't get to go there and be there for this person and that. And I just responded, well, at least you don't have to worry about somebody there stealing all your money and abusing you. Instantly, I'm getting, why are you talking about so-and-so like that? Why are you talking about so-and-so like that? I'm like, I never said a name. How did you know who I was talking about? Oh, that's right, because they actually do that. Same thing here.
History of the country. Every Democratic member of the Senate and the House, their life is in jeopardy right now, especially those that were specifically targeted by this social media post.
Nobody was
Democratic
targeted.
Senators and House members who were simply saying that no member of the military should act illegally or in violation of the Constitution. The President of the United States just called for members of Congress to
Gravity
be
exists. That's
executed.
good.
If you are a person
Oh yeah, I
of
saw that. AC.
influence in this country, maybe it's time to pick a fucking side. If you are a
Wow.
Republican in Congress, if you are a Republican governor, maybe it's time to draw a line in the sand and say that under no circumstances should the President of the United States.
Never even heard this guy's name before. What's his name? Chris Murphy? Where is he out of? I don't even know who the hell this dude
calling
is.
on his political opposition to be hanged. We are at a very dangerous moment right now. The president is engaged in the wholesale.
Stops. Hold on. Whoops, leader. Let me type this in just so I gotta add it. I gotta add it. Let's see. Let's see what happened there. Okay, now we can finish it.
Incitement, endorsement, and rationalization of political violence in this country. This is a very slippery slope that we are on. This is a
There you
moment
go,
for
AC.
people to step up, for Republicans to step up, for business leaders to step up. Anybody who
party?
has a voice or a soapbox
What
in
party,
this
Gavin?
country needs to draw a line in the sand and say that it is not acceptable for the President of the United States to call on the murder of his political opposition.
Once again, he said sedition is, hold on. Seditious behavior is punishable by death. That is the law. Sedition is punishable by death. There's nowhere in here it says Democrats are committing seditious acts. They're punishable by death. He just said seditious behavior is punishable by death, which is the truth. What's he saying wrong here? What's he saying wrong here? What's he saying wrong here? Like an oligarchy. Okay, and I think you're gonna. I haven't watched this, but just reading the title, it says, "Listen to this man. Jake Man is a bat." So, Gavin, I think you're gonna like this. After what we talked about yesterday on the show, Jake Lang is a bad actor and provocateur. He doesn't represent Christians, and he has been disowned by the January 6th community for good reason. I don't know about any of that stuff. Ask any J6 defendant if you don't trust me. I don't trust him or promote his good work. And this is from Owen Schroyer. So let's see what's going on here.
Guys, I'm with Anthony. You saw the video from the other day saying there's no Sharia law in Dearborn. Then you saw a tweet today that sort of opposed what he was saying. So, Anthony, can you clear that up?
Yeah, so we have a social media team that has responsibility with my social media messaging. And they have, as of today, they were actually terminated because they're putting out tweets that don't necessarily stand with my message. I stood down here on Friday in a mosque explaining to the people about my experience in Dearborn. I come down here today and those same people that were terminated showed up in a motorhome with my face on it.
So those guys down there causing all that.
Oh, he's this is the governor. Oh, wait, this is the guy who's running for governor that bitched out and is working with the Muslims now. Oh, I get it now.
They're not affiliated with me. They're provocateurs. Yeah.
What's that guy's name that's like going nuts down there?
Jake Long, something like that. Yeah.
Where's he from?
All I know is he's running for senator in Florida. He's not even from here.
Yeah, we don't even know that loser.
He comes up here to start trouble, so we have to fix it when he leaves.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's a troublemaker.
So what are you guys marching for?
Unity.
For peace and unity.
Yeah.
So you guys are all marching for peace and unity.
Yeah. And that's why we were asking you guys to walk.
Once again, Gavin asked this last night, and now I'm asking this. Why is he doing all black and yellow? Is this guy trying to? Is this guy is the governor a Proud Boy? Are the Proud Boys behind him? I don't know. Is Jake Lang a Proud Boy? I'm not sure.
So I was born and raised here. I didn't know what Sharia law was until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
We've been lied
It's only because the whole state's been asking about it, so we came down here to take a look ourselves.
I don't know. I don't trust this dude.
I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're all in unity.
These are the
God
troublemakers.
bless you for the
These
Christian
are
brothers,
these
sisters.
are the
Assalamu alaikum,
troublemakers.
brother.
I don't know. I don't
keep your
trust
truck.
this guy.
Make 'em-
I am. I'm gonna keep my truck right here.
Cops are with us here. So.
All right.
I don't know what to trust here. I don't know who to trust. It's super easy to twist the Democrats' words, says Goofy. Can somebody tell me about this governor? This guy who I guess he stopped running for governor, right? And I met Owen Schroyer once on the streets. I've never really, I don't know the dude. I don't know much about him. I met him once. I think he posted a video of mine on his show one time from when I was in Portland. But he's not a Proud Boy. He's just going with the black and yellow colors. What is his name, Gavin? What is his name? What is that dude's name? Michigan man who dropped out of the governor's race. No, not the woman. I said man. Nope. The heck was that? Chris Swanson, John James. Nope, it's not her. Does anybody know his name? Anyways, I'll figure it out. So, let's see. He's a trucker running for governor. He was against what's going on in Dearborn, then met with Muslims and changed his tune, most likely to get votes. Or maybe he got paid some money. Gavin, maybe he got paid some money. Pramila, I think that's her name. His name is Anthony Hudson. Oh, he's still running for governor. Okay. What is all the drama about Anthony Hudson? Anthony Hudson, a 40-something truck driver from Grand Blanc Township in Genesee County, Michigan. Oh, I watched her court cases sometime. Is a self-described blue-collar conservative and Michigan First Republican running for governor in the 2026 election. He was born in Texas. He moved to Michigan about 13 years ago to be closer to his kids after a divorce. He's positioned himself as an outsider fighting tyranny and corruption in Lansing, Michigan, aligning closely with Donald Trump's America's First agenda. He previously ran and lost in the 2024 Republican primary for U.S. House in Michigan's 8th District, where he faced early criticism for a campaign ad using an AI-generated voice of Dr. Martin Luther King to endorse him. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. But the real fireworks exploded mid-November 2025, just weeks into his bid, centering on his inflammatory rhetoric about Dearborn, Michigan, the largest Arab American city in the U.S. What started as a provocative stunt turned into a high-profile apology, internal GOP fractures, and accusation of flip-flopping or opportunism. See, that's what I just said right there, right? Here's a breakdown of the key elements. So in October's debate, he declared that if elected, he'd deploy the National Guard to Dearborn to combat Sharia law and Muslim infiltration. He amplified this on X, posting videos and memes warning of foreign takeovers and sharing conspiracy-laden content. So that man in that video said, "I lived here all my life and I don't know what Sharia law is." That's all. You can't tell me you don't know what Sharia law is if you're a Muslim, right? So let's do the lawyer side. So one possibility is, hey, he went to a meeting and he's like, "Holy shit, I was wrong about these people." Number two could be, well, he went to a meeting and they said, "Here's $100,000. Switch how you're saying, and we'll give you some more money." Or here's a third possibility, that he went down there and they said, "Look, either you switch your tune or we're going to mess you up pretty bad and mess up your family." That's another possibility too, right? They are Muslims. You don't know what they might or might not do. So on November 12th, he announced a peaceful march dubbed the American Crusade for November 18th in Dearborn, framing it as a mission to expose the city and protect Americans from Sharia law. Less than a week later, he changed his mind. He tried it to recent arrest of 2 individuals linked to ISIS plotting an attack on the LGBT nightclub in Michigan. This drew immediate condemnation from the Arab American leaders, the Council of American Islam Relations, and local officials. They called it provocation. So he went viral. So Wall Street apes tied to Michael Flynn's network. I didn't know that. promoted his march, but others unearthed alleged domestic violence records from his past, calling him hypocritical. Okay. Left-leaning outlets like Metro Times and Michigan Advance slammed him for hate mongering. So just one day before November 17th, he visited 3 mosques and a meeting of residents. He did a stunning 180-degree turn. In a video from the mosque pulpit, he admitted Sharia law does not exist in Dearborn, Michigan, nor do I believe it exists anywhere in the United States. Wow. So I think he was either paid off or threatened. I think he's either paid off or threatened. What do you guys think? I don't know. Anyways. So this woman says, the House has voted, the Senate has voted, Trump signed the bill, the DOJ must release the full Epstein files. And I said, maybe you can shut the fuck up about it now. I don't think I got any responses from her. Oh man, so it's flooding in Las Vegas. And you know I'm a big F1 racing fan. And like the big races there, it's actually, the practice was tonight and qualifying for the sprint race was tonight, which is probably on right now. I'm going to watch after the show. But look, the Vegas F1 race week meets a monsoon mode. And this is the storm that came from us here in California.
Las Vegas streets are flooding days before we have one of the largest street races in the world. To be clear, Vegas is not built for rain, and we flood every time we get a sprinkle. But it is unusual for us to have this many storms this late in the year. It's impacting flights at the airport, the wind is gusting, and we're in day 2 or 3. And after about day 3, Vegas starts to fall apart. The National Weather Service is beginning to issue flood and flash flood advisory for parts of southern Nevada. And people are starting to freak out about F1 because it begins in a little over 48 hours. It is worth noting that most of the flood footage you're going to see is from right here around the link, and this was built to be a flood channel. So it should flood. It's meant to handle the standing water. What no one planned
Holy
for
rain,
is that this
Batman,
could
right?
happen in late November during one of the busiest weeks of the entire year, well after monsoon season is already over, and hundreds of thousands
What did I just do? What did I just do?
of people will be walking
There we
through
go.
these areas in 2 days, and there will be a massive race on the streets. Share your thoughts in the comments and follow me for all the Vegas.
Okay, hold on. So we can go back here to YouTube. I have another one. We can show you some more stuff that I watched today. Because, it was all about my F1 stuff. Let's history. See, I never clicked on that. I didn't click on that. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong one. We gotta switch over to which account? So this one. And where is it? It was all about F1. Yes, I was watching the Drew Carey show. I love the Drew Carey show. Music. It was before all this stuff. Black Friday deals. More court stuff. Where was it? Maybe I watched it yesterday. Oh, here it is, right here. This is what I watched yesterday.
G'day. Crazy weather today in Las Vegas with heavy rain causing flooding. They had about 10% of their annual rainfall in the space of an hour. And I must admit, I have never seen scenes like this before.
You know what else is bad about it? So they have a huge homeless population that lives in those flood tunnels. And so every time it rains and floods, they lose their home.
This is the Link Hotel. It's one of the lowest lying hotels on the strip. And apparently every time you get a good dose of rain, this is what happens. It renders the complete bottom level out of action. And as you can see, it's coming through at a fair rate of knots. I'm on the bottom level of the Link car park, and you can hear the noise. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 30 centimetres, a foot deep at its deepest. And thankfully, there are no cars parked down here that are in danger. This rushing water ends up going through all of the underground water tunnels, and a lot of people actually
It's
live
a concrete
there, so
jungle.
they're forced out for the period that these storms are happening, and the rain is washing through. It's 7 p.m. now, and I'm back in the room, and looking at my phone, there is actually a flood watch. Conditions are expected to last until 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. And looking here, there is rain forecast all the way through to midnight. But from my understanding is that this water typically disperses pretty quickly. And of course, on-track action doesn't start until Thursday. So we've got all of Wednesday for this to blow
Yeah,
over.
I got
So
that
think
news
we're gonna be
report,
fine,
Goofy. I
but
got
I'll
that
be
coming
keeping
up.
an eye on it and keeping you up to date, obviously.
I got something coming up on that, Goofy. We'll talk about that in just a second. All right, we were told it would be handled. New claims of security failure in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Charlie Kirk's security chief just dropped a bomb on the Utah Valley University fallout. Police didn't cover the rooftops, despite promising they would before Kirk was assassinated. Brian Harpole's allegation is a direct shot at law enforcement prep for one of the most high-profile political events of the year. According to him, rooftop overwatch, the most basic layer of VIP security perimeter, was supposed to be locked in, and it wasn't. If true, this was a blueprint for disaster. Security failures at this scale doesn't happen in a vacuum. They happen when communication breaks. Agencies trip over jurisdiction, and someone assumes someone else is watching the angles. Coming next, independent reviews and a very public hunt for who signed off, who dropped the ball, and who knew the handled rooftops were empty. Because if Harpole's right, the story isn't just who pulled the trigger, it's who left the vantage points wide open. Insane. More stuff on... Wow, it's only 10 degrees in Vegas and that rain didn't turn into snow. Freaking Gavin. The guy's European. You know what he did. All right, January 6th pipe bomb. New evidence proves the Bushes were involved now. These two Bushes are the only ones the officers are seen looking under in the 11 minutes and 14 seconds they captured on available surveillance footage. One of the many details the FBI never indulged or even acknowledged. Why did they only look under those two bushes when there's bushes here, bushes there? Kind of interesting. Okay, what do you think about this, Gavin? The UFC's power broker wants robot fights, and Elon didn't say no. He just pitched the wildest crossover event since humans learned how to stream fights. UFC, but with Elon's Optimus robots throwing actual punches and kicks. Emmanuel says he's seen the prototypes up close, hand dexterity, striking motions, the whole unsettling "they're learning too fast" package. Elon apparently even gave him a private demo of humanoids kicking like undercard contenders. And instead of backing away slowly like a sane person, Emmanuel immediately thought, put them in the cage and sell tickets. Would you watch this? Would you watch it? You know, they still don't say 100% that it was her. I don't know until we get the 100% results. I don't know. I don't have enough information on that. I was too busy being there, you know. So Eric Daughtery, Scott Jennings says Zohran Mamdani's meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office, I think it's going to be tomorrow, right? Is a huge reality check for communists. Let's see what's going on. You don't want to watch robots fight? I would.
Meeting with Trump and Mamdani.
Well, I'm glad Mayor-elect Mamdani is going because he's never had a job before. So Trump is going to have an opportunity now to explain to him how the world works. Number one, you're not going to be arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu when he comes to New York City. So you can put that out of your mind. Yeah. Number two, you need to cooperate.
Scott, you can't say he's never had a job.
With federal law enforcement and federal immigration when we come into the city to try to enforce existing federal immigration law. So you need to put that out of your mind as well. I hope the president explains to him how the world works. We have federal laws and we have international diplomacy, and those things are handled by the president, not the mayor of New York City.
Meeting with Trump.
I wanted to hear what this dumbass was about to say. Okay, our favorite person to make fun of, Jasmine Crockett. So the other day she said that Lee Zeldin got donations from Jeffrey Epstein. Well, this guy did get donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, but not Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile. So watch this.
Democrat who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett.
Dude, is she getting fatter? I'm telling you, she's getting fatter. She is getting fatter. She's either eating good or she's pregnant or something. She's getting fatter.
She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand.
Oh, she said, oh, I never said it was Jeffrey Epstein. Well, you're lying to the people because you sure did say, yeah. You sure did make it look like it was that Jeffrey Epstein.
When you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled. And that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just...
Yeah, but she knew the impact from her saying a Jeffrey Epstein. You know exactly what she was doing there.
Tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive...
But we all know. Here, go away. We all know why you did it. And we all know that the people that watch you and listen to you and that watch CNN are going to say, oh yeah, it's that Jeffrey Epstein. You're done, Panda. Come on, dude. Sorry.
Donations from a Jeffrey Epstein. So at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody.
Bullshit.
I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from...
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know.
Then why'd you say it?
When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going...
Dude, even when CNN is calling you out on it, come on.
They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein. But I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein because I knew that we would need more time to really dig in.
Well, Stacey Plaskett was texting the Jeffrey Epstein that we're all talking about. You voted against the censure for her to remove her from her committees. You know, we pressed the minority leader Hakeem Jeffries on this last night.
So wait a minute. So it's okay. It's okay for her to be texting Jeffrey Epstein and getting information from him and getting donations from him, but it's not okay for Republicans to. Funny how that works.
Maybe you don't think she should be removed from her committees.
Correct.
But why do so many Democrats seem unwilling to say it's inappropriate to be texting with a registered sex offender about what you're going to ask a witness at a congressional hearing?
So I'm not going to necessarily say that that's the case. Now, this is somebody that was a former prosecutor. Now, I haven't sat down and talked about all the specifics of why Stacey was doing what she was doing. I know that when she got up and she spoke, she talked about the fact that this is one of her constituents. At the end of the day, what I know of prosecutors is that they are typically talking to co-defendants. They are typically talking to the people that have the best information. And what you had was the former attorney for the president that was sitting there. And honestly, we knew, or she knew, or at least Jeffrey Epstein presented that he was very cozy with the president. He had more information, registered sex offender or not. The bigger question is, why is it that the president was so cozy with a registered sex offender even after he ultimately ended up with some of his convictions?
Where's your proof?
And seemingly, he had absolutely been on the plane with him. We know about the birthday card. The bigger question is, why is the president of the United States not the one that is in the hot seat for his relationship instead of us saying, oh, you know what, we're going to take her off of her committee because he decided to text her. Stacey didn't initiate that chain. Jeffrey initiated that chain, and she took the information. Just like if somebody texts me.
Yeah, but she was responding and saying, you know, what are you talking about? Quick, I'm up next. And then her questions were about Rona. But do you think that was inappropriate? I mean, would you text with someone who is a registered sex offender about what you should ask?
I honestly know that he had never been convicted of any federal crimes at that time.
But he had been in jail already.
He had been in jail.
Deal.
And my deal is this. The Republicans are constantly texting with a 34-count convicted felon. So if it's okay for them to text him at any point in time, then I'm not going to say that that's right or wrong, especially to the extent that you're talking about kicking.
Shut the fuck up. I can't even play the last 40 seconds. Shut the fuck up. So the level of violence we are seeing is unprecedented. He's in charge of ICE. All over the country, the brave men and women of our federal law enforcement Border Patrol, are under attack from criminal organizations and violent political extremists alike. Anyone who attacks them will be handled with, I'm sure he's saying. So look at this.
Do you guys feel safe?
The level of violence is certainly something that I've not seen before. As you saw in one of your earlier clips, one of the Border Patrol agents out there said that it was the worst he had seen in 26 years. I agree with that. The level of violence that we're seeing is unprecedented. Just today, we had Border Patrol agents rammed by a vehicle, actually rammed twice by a vehicle. And a 4,000-pound missile like that is not a fun thing to go up against, nor gunshots, physical assaults, and many other things.
What flag is that?
It's certainly concerning, but we carry on with the mission. In the U.S. Border Patrol, ICE, and those allied law enforcement partners, we go hard and we accomplish the mission legally, ethically, and morally. And whatever city we're in, wherever we're at, whether it's Charlotte, Chicago, Los Angeles, or anywhere else, the illegal aliens and bad guys are going to jail and they're going to be deported.
Do you guys feel safe?
Neither do I, Goofy. Neither do I. More of this, please. The FBI just executed another raid at a home in Dearborn, Michigan. A Muslim man named Hassan Choker was taken into custody for felony firearm violation. Let's see the video. They got a lot of stuff that they're doing there. Hakeem Jeffrey says Donald Trump is deeply unpopular and the Republican economy is a complete disaster. You deserve better. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. I don't know why it does this now. So Mazie Hirona said this regime may lie about grocery prices. She may lie about grocery prices, but the numbers don't. U.S. grocery prices hit record high, and so you know they do that all the time. It's who puts in the numbers? It's like, who's fudging the numbers, bitch? Who's fudging the numbers? Numbers may not lie, but when you put the person who puts it in can lie putting it in, right? She's just a dumb idiot, bitch. I like this one. I had to share this one just for what it says. When corrupt politicians start going to jail, then we can start trusting the government again. And I don't even think then. It's going to take a lot more for me to be able to trust the government anymore. So this is an interview with Mom Donnie. So let's see what's going on with this today.
And the other, when you're talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor, I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. Mm-hmm. You want to put money back in. It's
How
something
gay
that
is
she
this
agrees
dude?
with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
You know, I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made, whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more. I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
And the other one you talk.
So basically, we're paying for it, right? That's what people don't understand. We're paying for it. Because you're going to raise taxes on the rich people, right? That's not going to work because they're all going to leave. Then who are they going to tax? They're going to tax the rest. And Gavin says, I'm doing much better this year than the past 4 years under the squatter. Which I can see. So a trans clinic in South Africa was funded by USAID, forced to shut down after Trump shut down USAID. This is exactly what I voted for. Let's see what's going on here.
Bane.
Our trans community, they come from different parts of the world.
She's showing us around what was a clinic for trans people in central Johannesburg.
Wow, it was big.
It's big. Then this used to be our pharmacy.
And so this has all gone away.
The clinic was funded by USAID, and it was a lifeline for more than 1,000 transgender people until it was forced to shut down after President Trump closed the aid agency earlier this year.
Oh no.
As soon as Trump was inaugurated, basically, as soon as he came back into office.
Within like a week, he just decided that he wants nothing to do, more especially with LGBTQI plus people, and more especially his...
Why Their nose looks like an Avatar person. You know, the movie Avatar? Watch. That person's nose looks just like an Avatar. Images. Avatar. No. This one right here. Right? The nose is all flat. Actually, maybe not. The nose is all flat, though. See? Doesn't... I don't know. Am I wrong? The nose, how it's flat.
Transgender community.
Condoms and
Adwa
lubes.
is a trans woman who worked at the clinic. She's also HIV positive and depended on the clinic for care. Bane.
You know, speaking of the HIV, I mean, you know, never mind. I was gonna say, no, I shouldn't say it. You need the "Why are you gay" soundbite. I've never heard that one before. Jasmine Crockett's Epstein faceplant just went from bad to embarrassing. She tried to nuke Republicans on the House floor by claiming they'd taken money from Jeffrey Epstein, only to discover she'd mixed up a dead sex trafficker with 2 random guys. Yeah, we saw that just now. Look at this crash. So this trooper or deputy was driving and in the snow, and he caught this head-on collision. Check this out. Well, let me start over.
Stand by.
Oh my goodness.
Stand by. 1050. Roll me EMS.
I wonder why. Did this person fall asleep, or was there ice on the road, or what happened? I hope they're all okay.
Hey, you all right?
I wonder if any alcohol was involved. What time was it? It was at 1:30, about 1:22 in the afternoon.
Okay? Nope. Yeah, we're gonna head on over and yeah, of course.
About 1:20 in the afternoon.
Stand by. 1050. Roll me EMS.
By the way, nobody noticed. Look, I cleaned up a little bit. I bought me a new little shaver at Costco, which they charged me twice for. Look, you see? Look, we're all nice and clean. We're nice and clean. Huh? Nice and clean. It was raining today and cold. I really couldn't do much more today. Who does her hair or his hair? What are you talking about? You sent me the link. Okay. Shit. Hopefully it's gonna pop up on this side. It did. I didn't get anything from you yet. I didn't get nothing from you yet, bud. Where did you send me the link? I didn't get it yet. Maybe it takes a minute. All right, meet Teresa Molina Gonzalez, a Democrat, the Cook County judge, so that's Chicago, who denied the detention well, could be, there's other Cook counties, but I'm guessing Chicago, denied the detention request for Lawrence Reed after his 49th arrest. Reed was released, and then he went on to set a woman on fire on the train. Oh, in the chat. Oh, okay. So this judge denied detention request for Lawrence Reed after his 49th arrest. 49 arrests. She released him and then he set a woman on fire on the train. Oh, I see it. Gavin. YouTube. What's this about? Hey, Stormy, you got to chat more. You're up to number 2.
One of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Mister.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
I get what you're saying. I get now where you were talking about that. Okay, I get it. I get where that came from now. Okay, that makes sense. Now it makes sense. So the individual and her family, this individual and her family allegedly stole money from FEMA and then laundered it through through friends towards her own personal benefits, including her campaign accounts. Today, the FBI and partners at the Justice Department took action. So DOJ charges Congresswoman Sheila Shrift McCormick with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds, right? But we all know, hold on, let's go back here to X. You guys saw what she said, right? She did an interview today, and she explains why they're coming after her. And it's all because she says, well, they're coming after black people. Where is it? Here we go. Listen to this.
I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation in Congress.
So she's saying they're coming after black and brown people. So she's basically saying it's because she's black. Well, a grand jury doesn't indict somebody unless they have some pretty good freaking information, right? Look, Stormy, you're not seeing this stuff? You don't see every time you chat, there's like a purple crown next to it? Hold on. On YouTube, every time you do it, see how there's like a purple crown? It's not sure. See, Goofy was number 2 and you were number 3. Now you're number 2. But see, I'm still number 1. Every time you chat, it gets your number goes up. Apparently. All right, let's get back over here. This is what I voted for. Oh wait, that's what I put. Like, this is what I voted for. Shit, now we got to go all the way back down again. Yeah, you see that? So it's some kind of new thing that YouTube has, and the more you chat, the more all these crowns will then make my video go out to more people. That's why I'm trying to get you to chat. Okay, we saw that. Not that I care about YouTube, but if I gotta play it on YouTube, I might as well have some people watching. I love happy endings. So do I. Let's watch this. Oh shit! She just threw water on something. Wait a minute, this dumbass just threw water on 2 people in front of cops? Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble.
Come here. You got the rest of the That's come up.
Dumbass. You jackass. Oh, it's not new? Oh, I just barely realized it. There's a Popeye's chicken. Is this in California? Where is this? Maybe not. AC says it's good to have a happy ending. What a dumbass. Not if she's Muslim in Dearborn. That's true. You can get away with it there. So now AOC warns that the Republicans are radicalizing young men to be dominant of minorities and women. Dominant of minorities and women. It's actually the opposite. Young men are done with the woke crap. We've also been demonized by the Democratic Party for being masculine. They have no idea what's coming. And she's talking about us, but she promotes Muslim shit. And in the Muslim and in Islam, right? Women are beneath men. Women have to wear coverings because they cannot be seen by other men. If a woman looks at another man in public, she can be stoned to death, right? Isn't it? I think that's right. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens to him. Let's see what this idiot is saying. And they just said today that she's like going to be the #1 runner for presidents for the Democrats. Since I got more people here now, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? If she becomes president, what's going to happen to our country? What's going to happen to our country if she becomes president? What do you guys think? While I play this.
And they are able to radicalize and target and exploit a generation of young boys, in particular, away from healthy masculinity, right, and into an insecure masculinity that requires the domination of others who are poorer, browner, darker, or a different gender than them.
Guys, look at the white person.
And that is why they are resonating online, because they are appealing to the most basest and worst parts of human nature to divide. And they are able.
So AC says, the thing about it, if we men really wanted to have the handmaid tale, they wouldn't be able to stop us. Why are you saying that? Because men are stronger than women? Or what? Watch out, Stormy and Goofy are going to come after you for that comment there, AC. Did you share what Newsom's press office shared about Biden today? You know, I shared it, but I haven't seen it on my thing yet. But I can look. Let me. Was it Newsom's office that did that? Gavin, was it his office? Hope about the. You're talking about the bicycle, right? You're talking about the bicycle. I think it was his office. Hold on. Gavin Newsom, Biden. Let's see if we can find it. Let me look under latest. There it is. Here it is right here. Governor Newsom press office. Press office. Let me go to people. Gavin Newsom. Damn it, it doesn't have it there. But this is what Gavin Newsom. Oh, here it is right here. This is what he shared. He said, "Happy birthday, President Joe Biden. We miss having a president who has physical stamina and a functioning brain." So I know this picture. And you guys, most of you know this picture. This is when he was riding the bicycle. And didn't he fall over? Didn't he fall over? Let's see if this is the same time. Black shorts with white. Okay. Let's look. Let's look it up. I'm pretty sure, but like Joe Biden. Joe Biden falls off bike. Let's watch that video. You can never watch that video enough. Yeah, look, same stuff. Here he goes. And he fell. Do we have better? Here it is. So he's wearing shorts, right? He's wearing shorts, gray shirt, and a white helmet. So let's go back and let's see. Nope, this is a different day. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a different day. But still, it's freaking hilarious. Just scroll in the comments if there. Yeah, I see it. I saw it now. Remember when folks in New York used to throw ice and water on police? Gavin says, Weekend at Bernie's was a good movie. Not so... It was okay. It was okay. So Tesla's self-driving, full self-driving is better than you deal with it. Oh, yeah. Lots of people can't drive for shit, so I'd believe that. So this is a TikToker, and look what she's saying. Across the field where the creek when I shows up to a New York City, North Carolina, I'm sorry, asking if we know of any illegals nearby. Back by the old stone road. I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Whoa! Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark. Lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool. Is that a chick or a dude? I mean, they got a 5 head. Hold on. What's that joke? You ain't got a 4 head, you got a 5 head. All right. Bonus points for whoever knows what movie that's from. It's a hilarious movie. I know Gavin probably saw it. Gavin and I are probably the only 2 people in here that have seen the movie I'm talking about. Maybe AC, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I'll even give you some help. It's an Ice Cube movie. It's an Ice Cube movie. It's Ice Cube and what's his name? Mike Epps. I'll even give you that much. It's Ice Cube and Mike Epps. They've been in more than one movie, so I can get away with that. With giving you that information. You ain't got a 4 head, you got a 5 head. So look at this. Bill Gates loved Epstein and only stopped talking to him because then wife Melinda banned him from doing so. And this is per the Daily Mail. Okay, so here, remember we talked about this before. This was a Denver health inspector caught on camera pouring Clorox bleach on the vendor's food. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, but you can give that to homeless people. And why are you hurting this person? Why? Why? You guys are such awful people. You are being so mean. So according to the owner, Isidro Garcia Barrett, about 100 pounds of food was thrown out. The city of Denver defending the move, saying they had been issuing warnings and citations to this person for a week. So the clip that went viral, unfortunately, was a very small snippet without any context of any unfortunate action that was occurring. We don't have to use bleach, actually, very often, so that was better than usual situation. The vendor has been warned multiple times and was in the process of trying to pack food up and lock it up. We did have to take a measure to actually destroy the food. Inspectors say they found workers washing their hands in a bucket of dirty water, raw meat was sitting out, bad refrigeration, and no sanitizer anywhere in sight. So here's the facts. Look at this. The meat that was supposed to be cold was sitting at 54 degrees. Not healthy. This is the trash can that they washed their hands in. Now look at the hot food. The hot food is at 82 degrees Fahrenheit. What temperature is hot food supposed to be at? It's like 100 and Gavin will tell. That's 150 something. AC got it right. All about the Benjamins. All about the Benjamins. So, like this person says, why not donate the food to a homeless shelter instead of destroying it? Donate cold chicken that was made by people who washed their hands in dirty water. It doesn't seem very compassionate to me. Yesterday I heard that she was fired for that. Was it fake news? It may have been a miscommunication. Doesn't look like they were fired. Is the street vendor in the U.S. illegal? That has nothing to do with it. The person says, government overreach. Small vendors hustling to make an honest living deserve better than bleach and trash cans. Time for a lighter touch. Regulations. Let's see what the responses are. Filthy water for hand washing was the root of the problem. Not just that. Not just that. It was also the temperatures of the food. If you read it all and tell us you'd be willing to eat rotten food with human feces as garnish. Now this person's changing their mind all of a sudden. I don't particularly like government being in everyone's business, but in case of food handling, each protect your customers. And this person says, I missed all the warnings. I missed all the warnings that I'd already gotten, right? And you know what? I'm going to reply. I got to reply to this. And that's the problem. People don't do their own research or even read the things they are sharing. Please start doing your own research. The proper research before sharing. Thank you. Right? Okay, there we go. What else misses the days of when Biden did was steal others' IP address? Bill Gates. Depends on what types of meat, says Gavin. Okay, let's say chicken. Chicken's like 160, right? Generally, you want everything but steak at 165 degrees to kill bacteria. And fish. There you go. Thank you for the information, Gavin. Thank you for that information. Where were we? Okay, we're almost back. Okay, that's where we were now. So Justin, President Trump, and J.D. Vance were not invited to the funeral today for Dick Cheney. Those seen in the building include Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, George Bush, and Mitch McConnell. So 2 rhinos and 2 liberals. Does it say anything here? What is this? Oh, and don't forget this rhino right here. Fucking jerk off. Jerk off. Oh, and then there's Al Gore. Who else can we see in here? Keyword Dr. Jill Biden. All right, so now an ethic probe has Representative Corey Mills sweating like the next step. He's having a kind of week every politician dreads. The House Ethics Committee is digging into allegations that he hid financial information, misused resources, and crossed lines with women. Mills said it's all nonsense. Representative Nancy Mace, I know she's like a little chihuahua, tried to skip straight to censure and pull him off of his committees, but the House sidestepped the fight and sent the case to the Ethics Committee instead. Now he waits while others pick through the details. If investigators find something serious, U.S. Representative Corey Mills could face a public censure and bruising election season. If not, it slips back into the D.C. noise. And in D.C., the spotlight is rarely the problem. It's what it reveals. I don't know. I say good, but who thinks anything's going to happen? Where are the Obamas? The Obamas, they're not there. I guess they're separated right now. You know, Big Mike maybe had a date with some other dude, and Obama maybe had a date with some other dude. So they all went to show respect to one of the most despicable politicians of all time. Yes, Gavin. And also, look what Goopy said. Why wasn't it in the Capitol building, right? In where they normally do stuff. And you know what other people said? I've seen other people ask another question. Why wasn't there an American flag over his casket? Kind of curious, right? President Trump goes off on Democrat veterans in Congress, urging service members to refuse unspecified unlawful orders. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Which is true. Which is freaking true. Goofy just said a minute ago she was all pissed. No, what did Mike Pence say? What did Mike Pence say, AC? What did Mike Pence say? Big Mike got Jasmine Crockett pregnant. That's your theory? That's a good theory. Maybe that's why Jazzy Crockett's so fat lately. Or is it all the chitlins she's been eating? Now that she has that big kickback money. She's got that big kickback money. On a second thought, I decided to skip censure and move straight to expulsion. Defrauding the government and disaster victims of $5 million is an automatic disqualifier from serving in elected office. And that's against Representative Sheriff Phyllis McCormick. But if you listen to her, she's like, oh, they're just coming after me because I'm black. They're just coming after me because I'm black. Well, you know what? In 2021, they all came after me because I was white. I can say it because I had the FBI hit my house up. All the news agencies are calling me freaking, a terrorist, a Nazi. Typical liberals. So was it you, Goofy, that brought this up earlier? So breaking news, millions of Minnesota taxpayer dollars have been funneled to a terrorist organization in Somalia using autism claims through Medicaid. Autism treatment centers spiked in the state, with many opened up by the Somali community. Autism claims is the Somali community then rose to triple the state average, causing claims and payments to surge. The Somalians then used that money to fund the Somalia-based terror group Al-Shabaab. The largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. Here are some of the state's welfare funds ended up in the hands of terror. Much like with the HSS program, autism claims to Medicaid in Minnesota have skyrocketed in recent years from $3 million in 2018 to $54 million in 2019. In 1 year. Then to $77 million in 2020, $183 million in 21, $279 million in 22, and $399 million in 2023. Meantime, the number of autism providers in the state spiked from 41 to 328 over that same period, with many in the Somali community establishing their own autism treatment centers, citing the need for culturally appropriate programming. By the time the fraud scheme was exposed, 1 in 16 Somali 4-year-olds in the state had reportedly been diagnosed with autism, a rate more than triple the state average. What kind of stuff about that? Check my X notification. Okay, so let me go over to this one and check my X notification. Here we go.
Going to be remembered.
And hold on. Let me read. Swamp first, rest in peace, warmonger Cheney. Send them all to ethics, then censure. And Goofy for Jesus, that's much nicer than what I would want to say about him. Let's see what Mike Pence just said.
Well, I think Vice President Dick Cheney is going to be remembered as an American.
Oh, come on.
But an extraordinary public servant. Well, I think Vice President Dick Cheney is going to be remembered as an American.
I'll see, it's not me, it's their setup.
But an extraordinary public servant. And when you think of a lifetime that spanned not only service in Congress, where he was in leadership, but being one of the youngest chiefs of staff for a president, with President Gerald Ford, going on to being the Secretary of Defense for President George Herbert Walker Bush, and then, of course, Vice President of President George W. Bush. I mean, there are very few Americans who have served at such levels with such distinction as Dick Cheney. But I think more than that, Jeff,
distinction.
I think he will be remembered as a man who was there at critical moments in the life of the nation.
Oh, like when he got
wake of
shot,
Watergate,
or when he
we
shot
had
somebody.
President Gerald Ford, who made that hard decision to pardon President Nixon and move the country forward to a time to heal. Dick Cheney was there as his chief of staff. Operation Desert Storm under President George Herbert Walker Bush, where he was Secretary of Defense in an extraordinary American military victory. And then, of course, being there on...
I can't hear anymore. It's CNN. What do you expect? It's CNN. What do you expect? All right. So real quick, guys. We're going to do this real quick. So let's be clear about cryptocurrency. It's no longer emerging. It's here, and the latest move cements the reality in the biggest way yet. Trump Media Group just inked a massive $6.4 billion deal with Crypto.com, the world's top crypto platform. They're teaming up to scoop up $6.4 billion in CRO, the powerhouse token that fuels fast, low-fee DeFi, staking rewards, and real-world perks like cashback on your spends to launch America's first CRO treasury. When it's done, this new company will be the biggest CRO holder out there. Want in on the action? Head to Crypto.com today and grab some CRO, and let's make crypto great again. And I'm going to tell you guys how to make tons of money on crypto. I'm going to tell you right now. If I tell you I'm buying crypto, then sell your crypto. If I'm telling you I'm selling my crypto, then buy your crypto. Because whatever I do, the opposite works out. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Okay, Goofy's sending me another link about that. We'll go up there in a minute. How about he started a 20-year war for profit in his own pockets? Yeah. Omar promoted feeding the future. Okay, let's look at this up now. Where is this link? There it is. The whole thing. Okay. Control C for copy. Go over here to this one. Okay, now we can close this down. So from the Daily Caller, here it is. Somalis reportedly scamming Minnesota blind and allegedly setting some funds to Islamic terrorists. So they're looting America's coffers, according to City Journal report published on Wednesday. Federal counterterrorism sources confirm that millions of dollars in stolen funds have been sent back to Somalia, where they ultimately landed in the hands of a terror group, Al-Shabaab. Ryan Thorpe and Christian Art Rufo claim. Thorpe and Rufo cite an anonymous source who alleges the largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. City Journal cites reports that about 40% of households in Somalia receive remittances from abroad, totaling $1.7 billion in remittances. City Journal claims that some of this money has been directed to an even more troubling destination, the Al-Qaeda-linked Islamic terror group Al-Shabaab. According to multiple law enforcement sources, Minnesota's Somali community has sent untold millions through a network of hawalas, informal clan-based money traders, that wound up in the coffers of Al-Shabaab. How did these taxpayer funds reportedly end up in the hands of terrorists sympathizing Somalis in the first place, you ask? Well, the Somali community's means of allegedly defrauding the state were many, according to the city. Minnesota's Medicaid housing stabilization services began with the goal of providing housing for senior citizens, the mentally ill, drug addicts, among others. Thorpe and Rufo claim it was designed with low barriers to entry and minimal requirements for reimbursement. The Department of Justice announced fraud charges on September 18th for a score of Somalis allegedly involved in defrauding the housing stabilization program. Mokhtar, Hassan, Aiden, Mustafa something, all these names. So here's life in Minnesota's in 25. My tax dollars fund AFCOM. AFCOM fights Al-Shabaab. The war makes refugees. My tax dollars fund the refugees. Refugees to fund my state to fund Al-Shabaab. ASC funding goes up, and so it just keeps repeating is what they're saying. It's a repetitive cycle. A repetitive cycle. So I want to be clear on the scope of the crisis. What we see here are schemes stacked upon schemes, draining resources meant for those in need. It feels never ending. I spent my career as a fraud prosecutor, and the depth of the fraud in Minnesota takes my breath away. The fraud must be stopped. Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson said in a statement. The Department of Justice accuses the defendants of obtaining and misappropriating millions of dollars in program funds that were intended as reimbursements for services provided to the aforementioned group. Does anybody know what um how many Somali what percentage of Minnesota is Somalian? That's what percentage of Minnesota is Somalian? Let's see what it is. 1.12% of Minnesota's population identified as Somali or as Somali ancestry. So 64,354 Somali residents in a state of roughly 5.74 million people. Okay. That's the numbers. Gavin says 700%. Goopy says deport them all. Gooby says, I'm not surprised after the mayoral candidates waved the Somali flag. Yeah, right? What's up, Donnie? Hold on. Come on, Freeze. What's going on, Bubba? Are you getting stuck outside? Huh, handsome? Okay, so Feeding Our Future was a Minnesota nonprofit founded in 2016. Its mission, according to a special review from Minnesota's Office of the Legislative Auditor, was to help youth and seniors access healthy foods. It did this by claiming to sponsor 2 federal nutrition programs, the Child and Adult Care Food Program and Summer Food Service Program. These programs provide reimbursements for meals and snacks, typically low-income children and adults. Sponsors are supposed to oversee food distribution sites. The organizations that Feeding Our Future sponsored were primarily owned and operated by members of Minnesota's Somali community, according to 2 former state officials and connections of law enforcement, says Ryan Thorpe. Now, real quick, when they say overseeing, where I lived in, when I lived in Madera, like right around the corner was a food. Every Friday they would have food banks, right? And one time I was somebody that I knew, a family member, came to my house in their brand spanking new Chevy Silverado. And I was, and they're like, "Oh, I was just stopping by because I was around the corner." I said, "Oh yeah, what are you doing in our neighborhood?" "Well, I was at the food bank getting food." She went to the food bank, and it's one of those drive-up ones, right? She drove up to the food bank in a brand spanking new Chevy Silverado to get free food. When I was in charge of the Elks Thanksgiving dinners and we gave away Thanksgiving food to people in the community, she called me up and says, "Eddie, how can I get this Thanksgiving meal?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, you can't. You're not on the list." "Well, can't you get me on the list?" I said, "We get the list from the schools. We give it out to the poorest people in Madera so they have food for Thanksgiving." "Well, get me on the list." So I get, people take advantage of the system, right? I get it. So instead of Feeding Our Future executives and employees allegedly carried out a $250 million fraud scheme, according to the Department of Justice. Goofy says it pisses me off. During COVID, they lifted checks and balances to get funds out. So fraudulent prosecutions and clawbacks, please. Stormy says that happens all the time, and I don't doubt it. And here's a way I think they get around it too. So a lot of people, you'll see a lot of nice cars out there or decent cars, right? But what it actually is they might have like an in-home healthcare person to take care of them, like a nursing something that they get from Medicare, and they're driving in their vehicles. So that might be it, but I know that this person got it in a brand new truck, and it wasn't for somebody else. So as a publication, 77 defendants have been charged for their alleged involvement in the scheme for crimes including wire fraud, bribery, money laundering, and conspiracy. I took a brief look at some of those convicted by a jury. So they've already been convicted. Of 53 people, 2 had non-Somali names. Amy Bach, founder and executive director of Feeding Our Future, and Sharon Ross. This was a brazen. So let's look up this person's name, Amy Bach. Let's just type in her into Grok. Let's see what they say about her. Amy Block is an American nonprofit executive best known as the founder and executive director of Feeding Our Future, a Minnesota-based organization that became the epicenter of one of the largest COVID-19 relief fraud schemes in the U.S. history. Originally established to support children nutrition programs. So what happened to her? Growth during the pandemic. With school closed due to COVID-19, USDA rules were relaxed, just like Stormy said. That's true, Stormy. They'll give out to anybody who's there. The fraud scandal, investigations. Oh, the trials and convictions. So in 2022, she was 41, was indicted on 14 federal counts, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud, blah, blah, blah. Over 6 weeks, prosecutor presented evidence. The verdict. Convicted on all 7 counts, a reduced set post-trial, including wire fraud and bribery. She was convicted on 20 counts. The verdict was hailed by officials as a win against pandemic-era fraud. Bach and said sought acquittals on their trials in April 2025, arguing insufficient evidence. Sentencing. As of November 20th, sentencing is pending, expected later in or early in 2026. So we don't even have sentencing yet on these people. Oh, wait, we were over here. That's right. So it says this was a brazen scheme of staggering proportions, said the U.S. Attorney Andrew M. Lugar. These defendants exploited a program designed to provide food for children during COVID-19. Instead, they prioritized their own greed, stealing more than $250 million in federal funds to purchase luxury cars, houses, jewelry, and coastal resort property abroad. Feeding Our Future's rapid expansion in 2020 attracted attention from Minnesota officials. In turn, Feeding Our Future cried racial discrimination in a lawsuit. The FBI's camera didn't just catch a parking lot, it caught a scam in real time. Safari Restaurant, a supposed community kitchen in Minneapolis, claimed to feed 4,000 to 6,000 kids a day. So this person also got in trouble. We saw that recently too. Ask Grok about Omar's. Okay. Is Ilhan Omar a part of the, what was it called? Oh, that's not it. I went too far down. A part of Feeding Our Future. Whoops. Feeding Our Future fraud. Let's see what he says. No, is not a part of Feeding Our fraud scheme. She has not been charged, indicted, or convicted, which involved the alleged theft. Federal prosecutors, including no key connection. Omar's tangible links to the case arise from her role as a congressman representing Minnesota's 5th District, which includes much of the Somali American community targeted in fraud. In 2021, her campaign received $7,400 from individuals later named in the FBI search warrants to the fraud. Donators connected to implicated businesses. Upon learning of the allegations in 2022, she promptly donated the full amount to local food shelves and condemned them as reprehensible. But in 2020, she appeared in a campaign video distributing meals at Safari Restaurant in Minneapolis, a site sponsored by Feeding Our Future that later claimed $16 million in fraudulent reimbursement. Prosecutors explicitly stated during trials that Omar was aware of any wrongdoing and that the video was used by defendants to lend. During trials, Omar was unaware. Oh, they're saying she was unaware. Well, of course, they're liberals. They're going to stick up for her. In 2025, a former campaign enforcer and aide to Omar pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So her campaign enforcer was part of it. So Minnesota is home to the largest Somalia, whatever. They form a critical voting bloc as evidenced by the Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fraize pandering to Somalis. How long is this thing? Holy shit, this is long. But we all get the point, right? We get the point. Okay, back. I go back. Going back to Cali. I don't want to anymore. What's going on with the Sixers? Is basketball playing? Is it basketball season right now? The 76ers, what's going on with them? Okay, check this out. Like I said, I cleaned up myself. I shaved today, and I took it out of the box today. Now, what the hell is up with Philip Narecko? Look at this. Watch this. Can somebody explain this to me? So I bought this new trimmer because I need to... And yes, it was raining outside. You can see the footsteps and Donnie's to fix my beard. All right, look at it. It's in a box. It's the size of this box. And Now, I opened it, and only half of the box is needed. Talk about waste. Look at all this space left over in there. Why do they do it this way? Somebody, who is it, Norelco? And by the way, that box at the bottom had another piece of cardboard holding it up. So not only was it twice the size needed, it was also taller than needed. Because this is the box that was inside there. What's up? What's up? What's up with that, Phillips Norelco? What's up with that? All right. Is anyone surprised? Representative Abe Hamadas says DAGA, D-A-G-A, funneled $200,000 to its Arizona Attorney General Chris Maez while she targeted Trump alternate electors. Payments lined up with the indictments. He's urging Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate a possible coordinated bribery scheme. So every time this guy went after President Trump, he got money in the bank. Funny how that works. Now, this is fucking stupid, and I can't believe that this is happening. So now we have a Jussie Smollett on our side. So former GOP aide charged after allegedly staging a Smollett-style hoax where she paid a fetish artist to mutilate her body along with Trump whore written on her stomach. See, they wrote Trump whore on her stomach, and they scratched her up pretty good. And then, I don't know what this is. I'm guessing maybe she, so this is the hospital photos, right? Trump whore. But you notice that everything else they carved into her, but this was Sharpied. Why would they Sharpie this, but cut this in her? Because she didn't want Trump whore on her belly. This is the young woman, and look at, she's a beautiful woman. She's just an idiot. So she wanted to get famous, so she did this. So former GOP aide, along with Trump whore written on her stomach. Natalie Green, 26, was found hogtied with black zip ties at Egg Harbor Township Nature Reserve. She claimed that she was violently attacked by 3 men. Funny, didn't Tessie say that too? By 3 men with guns who slashed her face and body before drawing political slurs on her. According to federal prosecutors, however, 2 days before Green paid a body modification artist $500 to carve violent wounds into her flesh with a scalpel. The prosecutors alleged that Green and her accomplice gave conflicting accounts of what happened. They also found that the pair searched for zip ties near me days prior. Green worked for New Jersey Republican Jeff Van Drew. While Natalie is no longer associated with the congressman's government office, our thoughts and prayers are with her and hope she's getting the care she needs, his office said in the statement. She's facing up to 10 years in prison. What the fuck is up with these idiots? I mean, I don't understand why people stealing shit anymore, because we have freaking cameras fucking everywhere. Right? Some of my deliveries come in original packaging with the delivery sticker on it, so folks can see what we ordered. What was that in relation to, Goofy? I'm lost. That's going over my head right now, I think. We already read that. We're down here. Okay, here we go. We just read her. All right, we're back up to the top. Let's see what else is on X right now for tonight. You knew folks that were into cutting? A lot of people are into cutting, right? Kind of like a big thing. Here we go. Rewiring the human body with Neuralink. I actually think this is kind of cool. This guy was disabled and they put this thing in his brain and now he can control stuff. He's even playing video games. He's doing all kinds of stuff. And, you know, for people like him, I think Neuralink is a good thing. I'm afraid they're just going to use it for bad things eventually. Grok is the blade that exposes every AI's bias. According to Elon, Grok cuts straight through the filters and all the other AIs hate the comparison. I like using AI, but it's still scary. At no time during yesterday's hearing did U.S. Attorney Halligan say that the entire grand jury didn't see the 2-count indictment. I don't know what that's going on about. Rescue is underway after possible overboard incident on a Carnival cruise ship. Isn't Carnival the bad one? Isn't Carnival the one that lowered the prices so much that all bad people were on there and starting fights and doing stupid shit? Has anybody in here gone on a cruise? And no, Goofy being in the Navy doesn't count. I've never been on a cruise. I heard, I've always heard, I've always thought, oh, I want to go on a cruise, right? But then I've been seeing stuff about it. They're like, why? Yeah, they have food there, but it sits out all day. You're eating 5-hour food and this and that. So I don't know. There's been too much drama on cruises lately. I don't think I'd ever want to go on a cruise. Yeah, even Gavin says I wouldn't go on any cruise. Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, actually, we can just do it on X. Let's just type in Carnival Cruise and let's see all the fights. Carnival Cruise. Let's see what good stuff is about it. You might want to think twice before taking a cruise on the high seas with Carnival Cruise Lines, because this is the kind of shit that happens. That's a big ass fight.
Over chicken tenders is crazy.
He said over chicken tenders. Disturbing footage shows chaos erupting on a Carnival cruise ship as furious passengers brawls, allegedly over chicken's foot. The footage posted by Mike Harris shows the melee breaking out at 2 a.m. aboard the Sunrise as it returned to Miami. Shoes went flying, overwhelmed guards struggled to break up the fight, with one officer even fleeing the scene, little bitch. Harris called the scene crazy and later wrote that the clash was an isolated incident that escalated beyond food. Oh, man. What is this? Nope. Anna Kepner's family praised for her heart. Was killed step sibling on a car. You killed your step sibling on a Carnival cruise? Why? Meanwhile, at Carnival Cruises. Okay, let's see this.
A Jet 2 holiday.
Why are they fighting? Aren't you supposed to be happy on a cruise? I thought you were supposed to be happy on a cruise. Forgot their poop night. Oh, we're bringing up poop night for me? No cruise for you either, Stormy? You for the turds flushing down, not up. Wait, what did I do? So if you are going to go on a cruise, apparently you don't want to go on a Caribbean cruise. Oh, let's see what the Hodge twins have to say here.
Carnival Cruise came out with some new restrictions. Yeah. And black people are claiming it's racist. They came out with these new restrictions. Like one of them, you cannot bring your own Bluetooth speakers. People are so ghetto on this Carnival Cruise. They're bringing in their own Bluetooth speakers, sitting on the deck out here playing their own music. There's no common sense. Nobody wants to hear your music. Yeah. So put on headphones. Yeah.
So is it just me, or is Carnival being a clear message that they don't want a certain type of people?
Was that girl that got us started on the poop knife?
On their boat. So I've been seeing videos.
Oh my God. Did I just hear a smoke detector go off? Yeah, that is crazy. That stereotype is real. I hear a smoke detector going off in the background, and she's wearing a bonnet.
Y'all try to promote that only black people be fighting and stuff on the boat, when most of the videos y'all see a group of black people actually vibing. Last video I just seen.
You know what's so stupid about this? Like, I don't have to see any videos proving that black people are violent on these Carnival cruises. Yeah. Like, soon as I see this, I know what's going down on this boat. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of arguments. There's going to be a lot of fighting. There's absolutely nothing. There's no decorum on these boats. And she's saying they have something against black people. No, they have something against ratchet people.
Oh, we just saw that fight. Let's see what else. But I mean, look, white people are murdering people on Carnival Cruises too, though. What is this? Is this a cyclone on a Carnival Cruise? Is this the girl that killed her brother? Why would this a dumbass white chick killing people? Step sibling of Florida cheerleader found dead. Oh, they killed her? She's the one that was killed? I had it wrong. Anna Kepner, 18, died aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship on Saturday, November 8th during a voyage from Miami to the Caribbean. They haven't released any information yet. So she's the one that died. Wow. People putting a bull ring in their nose. They think it's sexy. Is this is that the same girl? She has blonde hair there. Here's another fight, I guess. The shit we get into on this show. There's no audio? Oh, because they missed their butt. They missed the cruise. What's this one?
They go together. Your mama.
Whoa. That's sad that they killed that young lady. Okay, question, guys and girls in the chat. Who starts fights more, women or men? Who starts the fights more, women or men? What do you guys think? What's your opinion on this? Carnival Bear Cruise? Oh shit, they're throwing chairs.
World Star! Back up, my man, back up. It's going down.
Do people still say World Star? Is World Star still around? Does anybody know if World Star still around?
Oh shit! Welcome to the motherfucking cruise. No, not me, man. Hold on.
He's like, no, don't come after me.
There it goes. There it goes. Shit. God damn. God damn.
Physical, Stormy, physical. This dude's just loving it. Physical.
Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. God
It's called a septic ring. I had one, and my best friend said it took away from my face.
Hey. God damn. God damn. Get him, homie. God damn.
Oh, this is the same one that we were seeing a second ago. That's why it's always women. I don't want to read about her dying. That's sad. That's the same fight right there. Let's just go to media. How about this? Let's see what media is. What they show on media. Stormy says women are more fighting or fight more. And Stormy is a woman. Yeah, they call it fatigue now. That's what they call it. What's this one? Oh wait, we just saw that one. Okay. What's this? Should I say it? Should I ask the question that I want to ask? Oh, I really got to ask the question now. Do I ask the question? Do I ask the question? Okay, I'm gonna ask it. Is the ship going up and down like this right now? Oh no! Don't bend over with those low-cut dresses. No, no. Oh my gosh. Gavin, did you hear about the triple murder suicide here in Tiffin? No, I did not. We're going to have to check it out. Let's see. There's got to be more. There was a whole bunch before. What's this one? Is it the one we just saw? Yeah, that's the one we just saw. Hi, pandas. This dude's on a cruise ship, maybe.
So check this out, everybody. I'm on board the Carnival Panorama.
Oh, there's ICE agents? Well, good. Good. Here's another one. Or is this the same one? Oh, they got female security guards. Oh shit! That security guard took that dude down. They have jails on cruises, right? Don't they? Do they have a police on a cruise? Do they have police? Do they have police on cruises? Okay, so let's see. What's her name? Or what's their name? Let's see. Triple murder suit. Tiffin, Ohio. Tiffin, Ohio. Triple murder suicide. And you can't say that word on X and you'll get in trouble, but right. Here we go.
We are starting right away with breaking news as we continue to learn more about a triple murder-suicide investigation in Tiffin. Police were called to a house around 6:30 last night, finding multiple people who were shot. Megan Hartnett has been in Tiffin for us all day long. Megan, what's the latest from police and how are neighbors reacting?
Dan, Amanda, neighbors and community members are saying that what happened last night is extremely out of the ordinary and extremely tragic. Police are now releasing new information about what happened last night, saying the mother of the two children had
I looked that up, Gavin.
to remove belongings from the house. She was with Dustin Wiley, the father of her oldest child, to help her move some of these items. Police say her husband, Ryan Egan, was believed to be out of town, while the mother and Wiley were inside the house getting her stuff. Her kids, a 7-year-old boy and a 7-month-old, were outside. Police say a scream was heard and the mother went outside and found her husband, Egan, in the driveway. Police say Egan chased Wiley and fired multiple shots at him. Egan then shot the two children and again at Wiley. Egan then took his own life with the gun. When first responders got to the house, Egan and the 7-month-old were declared dead at the scene. Wiley and the 7-year-old child both died at the hospital. People who live in Tiffin say when anything like this happens, it's horrible, but especially when children are involved.
Wow.
That's tragic. I mean, it's more than tragic when you have innocent little children getting killed. It's uncalled for, especially when you got adults involved, the ones that caused it. They should know better. They're not taught how to live their life any better than that. That's wrong.
Ohio BCI is here helping with the investigation. For her protection and because of Marsy's Law, the mother's identity is not being released. And Tiffin's mayor told me earlier that people have already started reaching out, trying to find ways that they can help the family throughout this. Reporting in Tiffin, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
The Tiffin Police Department did say they'll not be releasing the mother's name or any additional information, citing Marsy's Law. Now, that law is also known as the Ohio Crime Victims Bill of Rights and guarantees victims.
So, do they know why that they did it? Hope? Do you know why they did it? So we're looking here for Chicago. Yeah, wasn't the pastor wanted past mom beaten by kids. I don't know what here it is right here. I haven't seen this much evil in a long time. Chicago streets turning into a battlefield again. Orange Reed, no. I know I saw, so let's go back over here to X. We'll probably see it again. I know it was on my timeline. Murder-suicides always happen in the wrong order. Yes, it does, Goofy. Yes, it does. It does. Let me see if we can find it here. I know I saw it on here. Yeah, congratulations. We saw that guy. I know I saw it on here. It was something about a pastor. Hold on. It was a pastor. Was it Pat's pastor or was it something else? Here we go. Here we go. Chicago pastor Corey Brooks is demanding action after a mother and her son were beaten by a mob of elementary-aged children after school. The young boy was seen trying to hold on tight to his mom as the children hit her. During an interview with Fox News, Brooks said parents are not being held accountable for their children's actions. I agree. Unfortunately, this is the cycle that we continue to see in the city of Chicago, where violence is so rampant and parents aren't being held accountable. That's the reason why I'm walking across America, trying to get people to wake up in an urban area so they can understand the magnitude of the issues that we're faced in every single day. I think we've gone away from respect, and we have to get back to those days, said Chicago Police 7th District Councilman Joseph Williams. According to the Chicago PD, the woman and her son were transported to the hospital. They were in serious condition at the time of the statement. No one is in custody at this time. Area 2 detectives are investigating, they said. So nobody's... You can see the kids' faces. You can see these people's faces. All you got to do is go to the local elementary school or middle school, and I bet you'll find all these kids there. How hard is it to find that? That mob likely has a 100% rate of poor or no positive father figure in the home. When Democrats are in charge for too long. Yep. No accountability, no arrest. Just another day in leadership is optional. What else can we find about this? Millions on private security. These kids have clearly been raised wrong, and they are trying to hurt the few that haven't been. So Stormy says it was a domestic incident. So we're talking about in Tiffin. She was leaving him. He killed her kids. One was his own kid. The other two killed were her other son and the other father. Gavin says a bigger question is who recorded it and posted it. Are you saying because why didn't they help? Is that why you're saying that? I mean, we see this happen all the time, you know. Fights are going on and nobody helps and they just record it. That's what our social media has come to, folks. That's why people like watching Tommy in Portland. They want to see the fight. That's why people, as soon as the Proud Boys go somewhere, they want to watch it because they think there's going to be a fight. That's the world we've trained people to want to see fights now. Sounds like father of a kid, former boyfriend helping her move. Then the hubby showed up. Oh, okay. So that's what happened, maybe, Goofy? Interesting. Sean Ryan explodes over child exploitation. Where's the justice for kids? Let's see this.
Why is it though? Why are so many foundations going to
Gotcha,
Haiti,
Gavin.
Thailand, all the places that I just mentioned, and very little, if any?
No, what is that movie? Where the kids, it's all kids on an island or something like that. What is that movie called? I've never seen it.
It's just, is it the red tape? Is our federal government harboring this shit? Are they encouraging it? I mean, that was a rumor for a long time, especially with the southern border. You know, I mean, what is it? What is it? I mean, we just saw one of the top guys at the Israeli cyber fucking command or whatever got caught luring in fucking kids to have sex with in a hotel room. I tweeted this out. Did we prosecute that individual? No. We packaged him up and fucking sent his happy ass back to Israel. No consequences whatsoever. What the fuck is
Wait a
that?
minute. Is the guy wearing is the dude wearing penny loafers with no socks?
Is going on? Why are we packaging this guy up and handed him back to Netanyahu? Here you go. Here's your pedophile. Take care of him. We don't want him to get hurt. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Where's the fucking justice for the kids?
Audio is
man?
off.
Right. Where is it? Like what
Sean
the
Ryan's
fuck is
pissed.
going on in our
Good.
country, man? And why aren't these organizations? Why aren't they focused on the U.S.? It's the biggest.
Neuralink, okay. What else? X launches country labels. Oh, Trump and Mamdani face off at the White House at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Trump and Mamdani are finally meeting after months of public jabs. The two are expected to sit down Friday at 3 p.m. at the White House, and Mamdani says he plans to talk affordability, safety, and economic security for New York. Interesting. Do you think it's going to be live? Lord of the Flies. That's it, Gavin Newsom. Thank you. Do you think they're going to live? I know they're going to live eventually, but do you think the whole meeting's going to be live? I wonder. Ryan Montgomery, that guy with no shoes. I mean, no socks on his shoes. Just a good old American here. Statement from Representative on the threat at the DC office. Today, an individual showed up to my DC office and made white supremacist threats and hand gestures. Everyone is safe, and I want to thank Capitol Police for their swift response. But let me be crystal clear. This ain't gonna become the norm, bitch, because my ghetto ass will fuck y'all ass up, bitches. We're living in a time where political violence is being fueled from the very top. No, it's being fueled from your side, bitch. When the president of the United States spreads hate and lies, when he targets his political opponents, oh, like you guys are doing? I can't even read this shit. If they don't discipline those kids now, they'll just grow up and be worse, says Goofy. Okay, that's who Sean Ryan was. Donald Trump's good friend is helping enrich the Trump family with new real estate and crypto deals. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're going to jail for mortgage fraud. Probably not, but you know. FEC records expose vulnerable Democrat senators' hypocrisy on taking cash from billionaires. You don't say. Mamdani breaks with the DSA base. Don't primary Hakeem Jeffries, you idiots. Mamdani just committed socialist heresy by suggesting the strategy over suicide missions. DSA's newest star refuses to back primarying the House Minority Leader, calling it strategically flawed. Transparent says we should allow teachers to talk to students about their genders. Let's see this.
I now have less rights as a transgender citizen than you, the people that I have protected.
Shut the fuck up.
We are worthy of your amity.
Everybody in America has the exact same rights, no matter your race, color, creed, or any of that shit.
Not your animus. Transgender people are a naturally occurring human variance. History is riddled with trans stories. My favorite trans writing was written by a rabbi and a trans woman in the year 1321. That was 704 years ago. We are not new. We are not a fad. We are not your punching bags, and we are not going away. We are worthy of respect and dignity, just like all of you. We are beautiful and flawed, just like all of you. And just like all of you, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. I beg you, as a true patriot, to make our public schools, these temples of American freedom, a place where all students can come and worship. And if there are any transgender students watching or here,
well, every
you
citizen,
have value,
yeah,
and you matter. Thank you.
That's true. I said it wrong. Goofy Stormy says, "Woof, what is that?" Goofy says, "Don't let them be live. Don't give Mamdani the platform, just like Trump didn't platform the Epstein bill." Home security footage captures the moment a 9-year-old girl was reportedly thrown from a car and suffered minor injuries. She was allegedly asked to move the vehicle while the owner put up Christmas donations. Who's going to give keys to a 9-year-old little girl and say, "Here, drive my car"? Holy sheep shit, Batman. Look at that. Anyways. Look at this. An assistant principal from Virginia and his brother were arrested for plotting to shoot police and ICE agents. You can't make this shit up, folks. What is this? Crybaby Ed Markey says ICE facial scans are Trump's barcode apocalypse. Blah, 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 blah. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh. Sydney Sweeney. He's a dude with long hair and makeup. Stop calling women identity. Interesting that it says Philippines on there. Maybe he had one of those, what do you call it? Do we need to hear him, Goofy? Let's see what this is.
No, I have not spoken to Democratic leadership. I am a liberated Democrat.
You're a dumbass.
Now,
looking at Democratic leadership right here.
That's right.
It sounds like there's 5 people around him.
No,
sounds like there's 5 people around him. Who's gonna put low pro tires on a lifted truck? Wait a minute. Oh well. Okay, Gavin. Gavin, we know who. We know who. Let's be real here. We know who. What city was this in? I'll give you 3 guesses of who is what kind of person is driving this truck. And the first 2 guesses don't count. Like, well, look. So it's funny because yesterday I was driving home, right? And I'm a people watcher, and there's a truck in front of me. It's a service truck. If you guys know what a service truck is, it was a Chevy, so it was a Dodge, it was a Dodge Ram with a service bed on the back. That's one of those, where you got all the doors to open up and put your tools in there. It's a contractor's truck, right? And it had these rims on it. And not only did it have these rims, but they stuck out like way too far. And I'm driving and I'm like, I bet you that's a Mexican dude. So I pass him. Sure enough, it's a Mexican dude. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Just like if you see like a an old police car, right? Like a 2003 police car. A Ford, what do they call Ford, whatever they are, right? And it's got 30-inch rims on it. Who do you think's driving it? You see an old Ford police car with 30-inch rims on it that costs 10 times more than the fucking car itself. Who do you think's driving it? If you see somebody driving a Honda or a Toyota Prius, when you look over, what do you imagine? Before you even look, you're like, oh, that's gotta be a. What do you guys think it is? Let's be real here, folks. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Let's see if there's anything else good in here. Holy shit, it's 8:30. We're gonna get going pretty soon, so I can go watch my F1 races. I still gotta cook my dinner. For dinner, I'm gonna cook ground beef until it browns in some butter, and then I'm gonna add green sauce and green beans. Then I'm gonna cook it till it's all done. Then what you do is you put it in a bowl, right? You put it in a bowl. Add a little crema de Mexico or sour cream, and some shredded cheese on top. Oh, it's the best. That's what I'm making right now. Biden Department of Justice secretly seized Jim Jordan's phone records in 2022. Oh, is that why everybody wants to sue Verizon and Joe Biden? Your sole purpose is to impose your extremist agenda and unravel the republic. Go back to your cave, Voldemort. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I don't want to look at Charlie Kirk videos. I don't. We need to let the man live now. Liberal terrorists tracked down where ICE agents were staying and played loud sounds outside their hotel room. Oh, we got to see this. Let's see what dumbasses are doing this.
Service announcement. Fuck ICE.
Night isn't over yet. We have a secret mission. What are we doing, Baron?
So ICE is in this hotel sleeping over here, and I have access to the courtyard. So I have the big megaphone, and I got the screaming babies, and they're going to fucking wake up to that shit right now.
Do not let these fucking demons rest.
Dude looks like a demon. It's Erica's birthday? Oh, okay, I get it. Fucking Gavin. Maybe he wants to be Mexican.
So this is the hotel where the ICE agents are staying.
Are these guys going to get arrested for doing this? For trespassing? They probably call police, not security.
What are you, an ICE agent? Got a flashlight, ICE agent?
Yeah, fuck you, ICE. There's no sleep for the wicked. You make these cries, you get to hear. You're okay with that. Right, demons, there's no sleep for you wicked little bitches. Remember those sounds?
You know who that looks like? Hold on. That looks like the guy that was when he spoke before Cam Higbee did in Dearborn, Michigan. Doesn't it look like that dude? He was also with the governor guy. Isn't that the same dude? You're okay
Right, demons, there's no sleep for you wicked little bitches. Remember those sounds you created them. They're your sounds, now you live with them. You fucks.
So they're torturing all the other people too? Oh, now he's going through the hotel. Does the cop show up? Oh, security shows up. Right, Goofy? No respect. No respect at all. I don't know if he was carrying or not. I didn't watch the whole thing in Dearborn. Hold on. Let's go here. It was one of the first things I posted, or one of the first things I read about tonight, isn't it? Let's see. It was about that governor, the guy running for governor, and they were talking to some other dude in the truck, and the guy in the truck was filming. Hold on, find it. Let me find it. Here we go. Oh, hold on. This guy right here. This guy right there. Okay, so let's look at his face right there with that big beard. And then let's come back over to here. Look at him. Isn't that the same dude? So he's got a little patch right here. He's got a little patch right there. Oh no, this guy doesn't have a patch. It sure looked like him though, didn't it? It sure looked like him. For a second. Okay, I was wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong. Mark Kelly, Trump's ideas are dangerous. He talked about shooting protesters. Whatever, dude. Get off of CNN. Treasury Secretary just stopped and took pictures with derailed leftists protesting outside the restaurant he was having dinner at. Oh, did he really? Let's see this. Hey, who is it? Scott Bessent. They're playing death metal. Oh my gosh. Goofy says some folks are so self-absorbed they care about nothing but for others. So Gavin, I haven't heard you say it yet. You got to say "dadgum" at least once tonight. Dadgummit. How the fuck am I going to sleep knowing Ariana Grande has COVID? She has COVID. Oh no. Who is this? Was just thrown in solitary confinement in her prison the day after she filed a complaint about a teacher who was verbally abusive. Interesting. So X launches country labels. Let's see what my label says. Does it say it here? It says Fresno, California. Where do they show it at? Is it because I'm looking at my own one? And I don't know why. I tried to change this. I'm not in Fresno, but it wouldn't let me change it. It would not let me change it. Oh, you go to about this account. Okay, so where's the about button? Posts for highlights, articles, media, likes. I guess I can't do it because it's on my own show. Ann Coulter. I met her. She gave me a hug and signed a book for me. New subpoenas explode oversight of Stacey. And let's see what he's saying here. Oh, it's 18 minutes long. I'm not playing it. Anything else good? And then we'll go see what's going on in Portland, I guess. What's this bitch saying? Oh, that's right. It's her dad's funeral. Duh. Let's see what Ben's saying. That's 6 minutes long. Ben, you're talking too long for me today. James Comer goes on the House floor and reads the entire email where Hakeem Jeffries. Oh, look at this.
So let's read it to make sure. To Jeffrey Epstein, and that's the real Jeffrey Epstein, not Jasmine Crockett's. Just Jeffrey Epstein. This is the real Jeffrey Epstein. From Hakeem Jeffries' campaign. Dear Jeffrey, we are thrilled that we are working with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, one of the rising stars of the New York delegation, sometimes referred to as Brooklyn's Barack. Hakeem is committed to electing a Democrat majority in 2014 and is encouraging his friends to participate in a DCCC fundraising dinner with President Obama and Hakeem Jeffries. It ends with a number for Jeffrey Epstein to call to go to the dinner and, quote, get an opportunity to get to know Hakeem better. Here's the evidence. The email speaks for itself. The only stone cold liar in this debate is Hakeem Jeffries.
I love it. Charlotte District reports 30,000 absent students. Yeah, they walked out. They walked out to protest ICE. Look at all these children of people who shouldn't even be in this country, who are being educated in taxpayer-funded America schools. Oh, listen to this chick.
So I keep seeing all of these videos out of Charlotte, North Carolina about how the city has practically shut down because ICE came to town. And I see all of these videos about all of these job sites that are practically empty because none of the workers showed up, and stores
A lot
that
of
are
them
empty
are probably
because none of
fake.
the customers showed up, and how 15% of public school children didn't come to school the next day because they're afraid of being deported. That's 1 in 6 kids, by the way.
There
And I
you
think all
go,
these stories
Gavin.
are supposed to make me feel really bad. Like, look at all of these people that are being affected by the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Like, yeah.
I don't know,
Look at
Goofy,
all
if that
these
is or
people.
not.
Look at all of these children of people who shouldn't even be in this country, who are being educated in taxpayer-funded American schools with resources that could be going to American children, while our math and literacy rates go through the floor. Look at all of these jobs that could be going to Americans, but all of these businesses are benefiting from practically slave labor. Look at how
Right.
massive and pervasive this problem has become, because you had presidents like Joe Biden just letting people in a tidal wave, and now we got to figure out how to untangle this ball of yarn. Yeah, look at all of these people. That's kind of the point.
Wait, oh shoot, I gotta go to the doctor in the morning and get a CT scan or something like that. I forgot. $524 million spent on fast food through SNAP. Oh shit, let's see this.
What we have found is that within the SNAP program, there is a way for certain states to apply for programs that allow those SNAP dollars to go to fast food restaurants. There are currently 9 states that
California is
allow that.
one of them.
And what we have found is in just the last 2 years, taxpayer dollars going into SNAP, those SNAP dollars of the amount of $524 million was spent on fast food. We know that we have health issues across the board here in the United States of America. Those SNAP dollars, and I'll remind everybody that the N in SNAP stands for nutrition. should not
I
be
agree with
going
that,
to
Gavin.
fast
I do
food.
agree with that.
What we
Oops.
have found is that within the SNAP program,
I think a lot of those videos were taken in off times. Probably all the videos were taken in off times. Bonnie Blue says her ex-husband helps with their OnlyFans work. He's very much proud. Shut the fuck up. He just wants money off of you. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Gosh, whatever podcast. Reds. I don't know what this is. Video. Clock It with Crockett. Live stream starting soon. Clock It with Crockett. She has her own fucking live stream. Let's see a little bit of this.
All right.
Zoom the fuck out, bitch.
I think we are good to go.
Zoom
now.
out.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. So I wanted to go live tonight, and I'm by myself, which is why we were having technical difficulties. But I wanted to
Because you're
make
too
sure that
stupid to
we
go live?
talked about a couple of things, because there's just no way that today was the day that it was. There's no way that we are living in the United States of America. Emphasis on United.
Look at her
there
fucking
is no
nails. How much
way.
does that shit
And
cost?
hopefully my team is paying attention and can get all your questions, because I definitely want to go through some
She's got fucking diamonds on her or some kind of fucking
that with
looking
y'all.
thing on her fucking
So
nails.
let's first talk about what was popping today. All right. So we had the president of the United States, and Lord knows I'd give anything for
Why does she
just
keep looking up and
a
going like this?
normal person, a non-evil person, a person with a conscience, a person with some sort
Shut the fuck up. I can't watch anymore. Sorry. Unemployment will spike, but then the Americans will suddenly find jobs. 2 days after Uber equals 1 additional share to add to my war chest. Whatever. Major scandal between Texas women. Texas paid $1 million to a mosque whose imam teaches when and how men may beat their wives. We got to watch this.
Tonight on Rare TV, we're taking you inside the latest shocking scandal.
Okay, either she's got a really shitty green screen and computer setup, or this is AI. She looks fake. Doesn't she look fake?
Out of Plano, Texas, straight into the heart of what is known as the Islamic Association of
She looks
Collin
fake.
County, the Plano Masjid. This isn't just a local mosque story. This is about what kind of ideology Texas is now willing to reward with your tax dollars. I'm talking about Imam
Freaking
Arslan
Gavin.
Haq. Born in Pakistan, Haq is a leading advocate of Sharia in the Dallas area. And in his own sermons, he spells out exactly what that looks like for women, for families, and for our
Let's see the
communities.
video then.
In one sermon at the Plano Masjid, Imam Haq tells husbands they may hit their wives as long as it's done in the proper
Okay.
context.
Okay, here. I want to see the footage. This lady's driving me nuts. She sucks.
Context, and only, quote, to bring her back to her senses.
Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does tell the husband to do a physical action of darb, which the ulama mention means to hit lightly without
Lightly.
leaving a mark on the body
Yeah, because you don't want to get caught.
anywhere, with something like a siwak or something like that.
With a small
Or
stick.
like a push or like a hit on the chest to bring her back to her senses.
Think about it.
To bring her back to her senses.
Here's this text.
Hold on, I can't deal with this woman.
The things that Allah,
Here we go.
one of the things that Allah Azza wa Jal tells us to do in certain situations, and we don't have time to go into details, is to use physical discipline. Yes, the ayah is there to be used in the right way at the right time, but not to beat our wives to the extent that they die.
So let me get this
Okay.
terribly.
This woman, I gotta fast forward her. I
That the
can't.
rights that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the slaves, the way that they had to be treated by their masters, is unheard of in Western societies. I have been placed in authority over them to take care of them.
So this guy still has slaves.
Yes, to discipline them. It's my duty as well to discipline my wife if she rebels.
That is not some fringe to the state of physical harm, beating, and permit. Also require human prudence. So justified with 1 million rights in the city of Fana.
This woman should not be doing videos.
Tonight
I'm sorry.
on Rare
I had to skip over her because I couldn't. See, Flying Eye 776 air traffic controllers and technicians will get $10,000 bonus checks. Good. Because they went to work when they weren't getting paid. Okay, we just saw that. Clock it with Crockett. No. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to get going. I still got to cook dinner. And I'm going to watch the F1 races. F1 races. What if his wife draws a picture of Muhammad? Do they use capital punishment in that case? If his wife draws a picture of Muhammad, why would any woman get married just to be disciplined? Because that's what they're taught, Goofy. That's their religion. That's what Islam is. That's what Muslim is. Your wives are lesser than you, and if they do anything wrong, you need to discipline them so they won't do it again. And they'll do it in front of their other wives, so their other wives know that if they do that, they're going to get disciplined as well. That's why, Goofy. It's a disgusting religion. It's a disgusting religion. It's a disgusting religion. Woman who cheered Kirk's death had a meltdown. Oh, so this was the lady whose husband had a some kind of electrical company, and they called her out. Let's see this.
I'm done. I'm so fucking done. Like, I am beyond fucking done with MAGA in my comments, calling me evil, calling me a bad person, making fun of my appearance, doing whatever the fuck you want. I'm fucking
Well, you're
done.
ugly.
Charlie Kirk.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Yesterday, I made a video explaining
Why'd
how
you cut your
still
hair?
support this man after he literally called a woman on live TV Piggy. Okay, you guys were saying, "Well, her name's Peggy. That's why her name's fucking Catherine." Okay, or she called her McGee.
No, he called her Piggy.
Stop right now. I know you guys are dumb, but I really hope you're not that fucking.
So she's mad at people calling a reporter or President Trump calling a reporter Piggy, but it's okay for her to praise Charlie Kirk's death. That's a liberal for you. That's a liberal for you. Okay, guys, like I said, I was going to go. We're going to get going, guys. Thank you for being here. Good night, Gavin. Good night, Goofy. Good night, Stormy, if you're over there still. Good night, everybody. Who else was in here? And it's, I don't know if AC's still in here. I haven't seen him in a while. So good night, everybody. And have a good night. Stay warm. Hopefully it's not raining where you are. And hopefully I don't wake up to snow. Because it's supposed to be raining tonight. Anyways, y'all, have a great night. Goofy hugs to everybody. Squeeze. And we'll catch y'all later. Good night.